No. There we go. Hi, Dream.
Are you sharing your screen?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Let's start over round 1 battle box.
Oh my goodness. I don't want to hear all of Sapnap and you're swearing again.
Well, then you can turn the volume down.
I'm already traumatized as it is. No, the volume is important. Let's start from the very beginning.
Okay. I agree. I actually agree. I would rather you have it on.
Here we
then
go.
I can fully express
Here we go, chat.
the frustration and where it came from.
No, I've been expressing where I think your frustration came from. I've been pretty fair. I don't know if you just hopped in the middle of my explanation and thought I was just poking fun
So
at
just
you.
to clarify, our strategy before battle box was me and Sapnap flank on opposite sides, and we're rogues. You and George stick together and push mid.
Okay.
Was that not our strategy?
That was our strategy.
Okay.
But it
now
was
let's see how much you follow that strategy. And then let's see what I changed the strategy to. And let's see how much you follow that strategy after we changed it.
Let's watch. But to be fair,
we've already watched this together. We'll watch it again.
Let's go. Well, we watched it without sound.
That's true. We did watch it without sound.
Yeah, we watched it without sound. I think you'll find it a lot different with sound.
Full meme. Let's go.
I just hope as long as we don't, yes, we don't.
We can build. We have.
Like, we have the leaves. Oh, what?
All right, so be careful.
We have leaves. You can place leaves.
You can build with leaves, yeah. So you can like run around the walls and shit.
Okay.
So what's our strat for this?
You can put the leaves in your offhand.
Do whatever you want. Don't
Stay
let them go in the
together?
middle. Me and Dream are going rogue.
Yeah, we're going rogue. You and George, Bad, are you saying George and Bad?
I
You
think
want to stay together?
Yeah.
It was that like it doesn't really matter, but like Dream and
Dream,
Sam.
Dream sticks with them.
Me
Like,
and Sam are just gonna try and
rogue,
flank.
you
Me and
can-
Sam are
you
gonna
can-
try and flank, and then you guys can just do whatever.
Yeah, they're gonna
Like,
two flankers is tough to deal with. Like they're gonna expect like only one of us.
I'll
to be
just
flanking most of the
trace
time.
George then.
But like we can just get completely muffin. Like if you just don't kill them and they kill you, then we're screwed.
Yeah, obviously. But we're
Oh,
not, I'm not gonna jump into
you
a
need to
3v1.
build to
Like,
get
only,
to
I know when to not
the
go.
middle. Actually,
got-
You need to build. Wait, look, guys, you need to build to save your blocks because you need
You know
to
what'd
build.
be funny?
No, you can go
We
up the
could-
ladder, but
we
they
could-
can get you off.
Oh,
oh, you can where? Oh yeah,
There's
you're right.
There's ladders, but they can knock you off.
We could like build up, place the leaves
No,
to
that-
block, and then like fill it in real quick.
Oh,
But you get more
shears,
points
so
for
you can just
killing,
destroy
don't
You
you?
have
them.
shears.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have shears.
And this is all this other than the
them
specifics of the map. This is all stuff we went over before.
If
I would
there's a
say.
stone sword, I call it.
Like our battle box strategy was.
If there's a stone sword,
If we talked about it,
Oh, there's
I guess I
posters
wouldn't
of
say
hummings on the
extensively,
side. Look, you have to
but
jump
fairly
to them.
extensively, I guess.
You see the
before
hummings?
that.
You have to like.
Yeah,
jump to them.
you have to build to them.
The night before.
It'd be a great choke point.
This is an interesting map.
People go
It
for
is
it.
an interesting map. I kind of like it. We'll see if I like it after we play. I like it now, but as soon as the first round, I'm gonna hate it.
Let's go.
That's how I feel.
Thank you, Rachel,
Alright.
for the gifted
see what the kits
subs.
are.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome.
All right, round
Alright.
one. I actually think round one. I think was probably your.
Let me take it. Let me take it.
Okay.
I think it
Okay.
like-
I
Six
remember it was
plus
your
leaves.
best
I'll
round.
take the bow.
Might have been your best round.
Okay.
Round one.
Oh,
I
dude,
don't know,
6
let's
plus
find
leaves
Doing
is
the
good.
bow. Oh, there's a punch one bow. Oh, it's like a boost you. You can boost people off a spawn, off of the middle bad with that. So
Really?
so that.
All right, let's see.
Yeah,
how
but
this
you
game
can't
plays.
like.
This
I
is
mean,
gonna be
but like,
weird.
you mean teammates?
It's punch. No, I'm saying that it's. I'm saying
Like,
like.
it's like
yeah.
completely honest critiques, chat. Okay.
I thought you
They're,
meant
they're
like
pushing in the middle.
boost
They're rushing in the middle.
All right.
each other.
They're rushing the middle. They're rushing the middle.
Go, go,
Okay.
go!
Behind them.
Bridge to
I
him.
mean,
They're
have you hit
rushing middle.
anybody?
They're rushing middle, guys. They're rushing
I don't know if you
middle.
got a single hit, but you might have.
We're fine.
We're so what?
What?
Oh my goodness,
Are you
guys!
serious?
Oh.
Fucking
I mean, they just
fuck
kind of
off.
memed us,
That's
but I
so
mean,
huge.
you
There's like
didn't
three
do
of us
bad.
here.
You
What do
were
you mean? There's
you were
like three
shooting
of
your
us there.
bow.
I know, but he
You were
finished
back.
it.
Yeah, we heard you, George. We were 3 of us in
I
the
couldn't
middle.
hear. I
What
don't
do
know.
you
I didn't hear
mean?
any
You
dings,
told us.
but
We were in like 3 of us. The only person not in the middle, George, was you.
turn down the
The only
volume a
person not in the
bit.
middle was you.
Okay. I don't know if you noticed this.
I was completely wrong there, but the thing is, I didn't know George was dead. Like I thought George was alive, and so I only saw me, Sapnap, and you like killing people in mid. And I was like, "Where the hell is George?" I assumed that he was somewhere else, but he was actually dead. So, but I didn't even know that.
Okay.
That was stupid.
Wow, me,
But
Bad, and Sound were all in the middle.
I didn't even get that.
but George didn't say that. George didn't say I was in mid. I died in mid. Like he didn't say that. He was just like ah. Anyway, go on.
They
No,
went
we
straight
just
to
went
it.
across. We towered across.
That thing is troll. That is so troll. Why wasn't bad like shooting with the punch bowl?
I was
I don't know,
shooting
that's
them. What are you talking
Bad, it
about? I
knocks-
was
it knocks
shooting them.
off, Bad.
Yeah, and if I hit people, it either did not.
I mean, did you hit anybody there? Like I don't know if you
Yeah,
hit
I did.
anybody. I didn't hear dings, but you
I
might
didn't
have
hear
gotten-
dings. I think the whole event. I think they were. I don't know. I just never heard bodings.
All right, let's see
Yeah,
how
but
this
you
game
can't like.
plays.
I'm
Rushing in the
Oh,
middle.
that's just a
each other.
successful thing.
Yeah,
Rushing in the middle. They're rushing in the middle.
I didn't
You got
hear
one
a
hit
ding,
there.
but they go red. So I just didn't.
No, I
hear
heard a ding. I heard one ding. I think you hit one person.
We're good. We're good.
I can't hear it.
Fine.
We're so what?
Oh my goodness,
Are you
guys.
serious? Fucking fuck off. That's
Anyway, so it
Yeah,
doesn't
so
really.
that's round one. Round one's okay. I mean, you did okay. I mean, you didn't.
The bow did not knock people back nearly as far as like I think we were expecting it to.
Well, I mean,
That's
I
what
don't
I'm
know enough. But I, mean, I think
let me
it.
turn it
I don't know.
There you go. But it just.
And I think
didn't-
I think that round there's not really much.
Mhm.
There's not much more you could have done. Like round one was okay. I genuinely think round one was your best round probably, but maybe not. We'll see.
Well, it's interesting you say that because I feel like you and Sapnap definitely ramped up the banter off of round one.
Well, round one was annoying because we felt like we should have had it, you know, and then we feel like, whoa, why did you guys? Basically, me and Simon, the reason even getting around, I'm mad for round one is because from my perspective, I'm going, Bad and George are extremely competent PvPers, right? And so from my perspective, I'm kind of putting not myself in your shoes, but I'm putting someone else in your shoes and going, okay, people are rushing mid. Me and Sam's job was to go left and right, and you and George were so that where else do you have to go? Me and Sam are going left and right. Where is there to go? There's either mid or sitting in spawn. Those are the only two options. And so I was assuming like, how the hell did they like take mid and get everyone to mid and when nothing and like not even get that low, etc. Me and Sam had to come in and kill them when we're the ones flanking around left and right. And so that's why, from my perspective, I'm going, okay, either they were idiots and just sat and spawned the entire time, or they died. They just got sniped. And that was my perspective. And then obviously that's kind of what happened, but it's not entirely what happened. But anyway, I mean, I think it was okay. I think round one was okay, but obviously from our perspective, it wasn't okay.
I'm glad round one
lost.
gets your approval. Thank you.
Well,
There was 3 of us in the middle. What do you mean? You told us we were in. There was 3 of us. The only person not in the middle, George, was you. The only person not in the middle.
skip to the next round. That's 30 seconds.
Me, Bad, and Sound were all.
We're shooting them. What?
That's fine.
Oh, let's listen to this.
Sound, all you have to do to flank if they go up the middle there is just run around the side and place one leaf block and parkour jump across. You know what I mean?
Okay, where was it? Who are we against?
Come on, all you have to
Either didn't knock him back far enough to knock him off, but I hit a couple people.
Okay. We got this. We got this.
That's fine.
Look, we got this. This is easy to flank on.
George called it.
Sound, all you have to do to flank if they go up the middle there is just run around the side.
Well, yeah.
He literally knew.
Just
a lot
rushed
of
it. We
leaves
weren't
to go
expecting
across.
Okay, here we go. Round two.
All right, let's see round two. I think round one and two might have been your two best rounds, but I don't know. I don't remember. I think it just got worse and worse as the time went on. But
No, you just go around. If they're up there, then they
To be fair, I think every round after round one was kind of muffiny for me.
okay, so you're sitting in right now. You're in spawn. You're literally in spawn. You didn't hit somebody.
Above, Sapnap, I got you. Oh, you're under
Didn't hit
attack.
anybody.
Sapnap.
Done 0 damage so far. Now we're all pushing. Right now we're all in fights. We're literally all in fights. You're in spawn. You're towering. You're literally standing in mid. You're filling in mid. We're all engaging in fights right now.
Don't fill it in.
Illumina's low. Illumina's low.
And then now,
So-
if you had, so the point is with that is if you had pushed with us, we would have 100% won that round. 100% we would have won that round.
I will agree with you.
Zero shot.
And if you, I don't know if you tuned in when I was talking about this VOD earlier.
I didn't even know you were talking about the VODs. I only saw because I made my tweet, and then I was like, "Wait, he's literally streaming right now, watching Battle Box VODs." I literally
you
didn't
just
even know
made that meme.
I literally laid in bed to go to sleep and was like, and it was just on my mind. I was like, you know what?
And you just said,
I'm
"Let
actually
me
annoyed.
make
I'm
sure
annoyed.
to
I'm
throw
gonna tweet
one
it out."
more barb. I didn't say enough mean
Yes.
things to Bad today.
No, I saw.
Let's say one
This happened.
more
This is
thing
what happened. I saw a
on my
TikTok
private
saying.
Twitter.
No, I saw a TikTok saying Dream was a dick to Bad or something, and then like the comments were like, yeah, he even admitted he was wrong afterwards because Bad did great or something, and that Bad had the epic strategy. And I was like, fuck you, no, he did not. We were all reviewed it together. Bad was a muffin idiot in it, and I was right. I thought he was. Actually, this is what happened, guys. We went to review George's VOD, thinking like George was the idiot. So we're like, wait, Bad didn't actually seem like the idiot. Like he suggested pushing the middle, etc. Like I guess me and Saturn were the idiots, and like George must have just done bad. We watched Bad's VOD, where we watched George's VOD. We're like, wait, George is actually doing pretty good. Like he didn't do like amazing, but he wasn't doing bad. And we're like, all right, so what's happening? He's like fighting, he's following us, he's going the strategy, he's fighting people, he's killing people, he's getting them down low. Like, how are we losing? Like, what's happening? All right, let's watch Bad's. And we're like, okay, this is gonna be bad if George's was pretty good. And we go on it, and we're just every round, it's just progress. We'll see. Just keep going. So that round, I think 100% that round right there, we would have won if you pushed with us.
I will acknowledge.
We all pushed and you didn't push.
As I said before when I was originally reviewing the VOD, I totally goofed on that round. I totally get it. what I was telling the chat was this. I think the reason why I was thrown off was after that first round where these muffin heads came in and did this, right?
Oh, they went straight to it.
That threw me off from that point. And I think George was also thrown off to a certain degree from the strategy because he kind of says it at one point later where we both became more focused on the middle. And that's where I think what I was trying to do was my goal became less about killing. And I'm like, oh, okay, we need to watch the middle because they're just going to rush in and get it, right? And I agree with you. But I think if I just jumped across the thing, rushed with you guys, we probably would have won a lot more, got a lot more kills, right? But I was in the back of my head after that. I'm just saying from my perspective, after the first round, that's what I can only guess because I can't remember exactly what was in the back of my mind was, oh, we need to be careful. We can't let them get the middle. So I was keeping an eye on the middle. Was what I was thinking. Yeah. Was it the wrong strategy? I think it was the wrong strategy.
30 seconds into the round, and it's 30 seconds into the round, and you're sitting in spawn while everyone else on the team is currently engaged with different people. And you're literally sitting in you're in spawn and you're looking around like looking for people, but it's like you're not looking for people. You're standing still like looking to shoot people, but like there's no one even like literally you were just doing nothing. You know, like that round.
Yeah, no, that was a bad round. Like I had
like I'll say this before until everyone else was dead but you did 0 damage that round.
No, I agree with that. But
and
again,
then now this round again, Samuel goes left. And you like, and then you're kind of looking mid.
Fins on left. One person above.
Kind of this is the same round. This is the same round. What are we talking about?
So this round again, I wasn't necessarily.
This is very similar to the last.
I wasn't watching as much as I should have been where you guys went, so much as I was trying to kind of guard middle. And again, I think that was the wrong approach. I just think that's what I was doing.
Bad knows that. Listen to this, guys. Bad knows that he did good. He doesn't need to be told that he did good. He did great. He got 9th place overall. That is insane. That is incredible. He knows that. We're talking about a specific game. I did terrible in Build Mart. You want to go? You go watch my Build Mart VOD. We can sit there and critique every little dumb idiot, stupid idiot moron thing I did, and we can sit there and do the exact same thing and point out, why'd you place that block there? Why'd you leave there whenever you were trying to get stoned? I can do the exact same thing. The difference is we're talking about this right now. We're not talking about it overall. You don't need to, guys. Bad did so good. Dream, shut up. He did so good. Yeah, he did great. He sucked here. I'm not gonna lie to him. He's one of my best friends. I'm not gonna lie to him. The best way to know and get better is to hear somebody tell you, look, you suck. You did terrible.
After all the mean things you said to me today, I could use some kind lies.
Bad, make the thing bigger. Make your capture bigger.
What? Which one?
The one you're on right now. See it? It's bigger. It's just like on your stream.
Yeah, it's fine on my stream. What's wrong with it?
I can literally see Minecraft in the background.
Yeah, I like that. Minecraft.
What?
Oh my gosh. There, it's bigger. Are you happy?
All right, let's go. Skip this round. Watch round 3 now. Yeah. So round 2, I think. I mean, I can say with like 99% certainty we would have won if you had pushed. But like, it was the thing that's frustrating is only watching and being like, damn, it was like me and George did the same thing with Quackity last MCC like afterwards because we were like.
I don't think you're wrong. I'm just saying I'm only explaining from my headspace that we hadn't practiced build battle like gone in and played it. I don't think I played it in like a month. Maybe like 2 to 3 weeks. So it wasn't like in my head to really play it, right? I think if I had played a couple rounds of it, I probably would have been more like, oh yeah, we need to like a refresher, right? So I ended up getting focused more on the side goal of watching the middle and keeping them from filling in the wall. That's what I'm just explaining what I think happened. I'm not saying that I didn't suck. I'm just explaining why I think I sucked in this meme. Anyway, let's watch the next one.
I died.
Let's go and skip to the next one.
Lumina's really low.
You can just use your arrow keys and go to the next one.
It's all right. Lumina just killed like all of us.
Muffins.
We just need to get kills. Like I killed Sylvie. No one else. Wait, who killed? Samuel killed. George and Bad, come on, get some kills.
George and Bad are fucking trolling. How did George die?
I was standing at spawn covering the
You guys need to stay together and stop each other.
You can see where my head was at. That's what I was focused on. Yeah,
but it's like
I shouldn't have been focused on that. Spawn. I should have been running to kill
battle box and you're standing in spawn while we're all fighting people.
Again, I'm just saying, I think I got thrown off after that first game. I think it just threw me off when they rushed. I think it happened in my previous MCC battle box thing. I had a similar experience. So, thank you, Ari Zene, for the 5 gifted.
Killed and run away from people.
Let's go.
Like, I'm not saying we weren't like we were definitely both Sam and I were both very toxic during battle box, but like
You guys,
well, yeah,
toxic?
obviously.
No.
The difference is, I will say this. I will say this is that I said this to Sapnap afterwards, but is that I usually when I'm toxic like that, I'm so over the top toxic, like ironically, but I didn't want to be because I was streaming on YouTube, and I was like, if I was telling someone, if I was streaming on Twitch, I would have been saying like repulsive things. It would have been 10 times worse, but it would have been very, very, very like. I don't know. That's how I obviously you know that because we
Yeah, no, I know that.
and everything. Like all of us are like that.
I don't know.
Even guys, even George is like that. 1,000,000%.
George is
Bad
like
can
that.
say.
Yeah.
That is George is just
He
like
was-
that. He'll do
he
the
was
exact
awfully
thing. He won't do
quiet
it on
in this
stream.
one,
He
in
won't
this
do it on
game.
stream, but he is exactly like that. He does the
Yeah.
exact same
George
thing.
is a little toxic muffin.
Bad is the only one who doesn't do it.
Anyway,
None of you guys used your leaves to get on top of like where like the harming potion was. I feel like
I
don't think you guys did
went
that.
up there.
Yeah,
never went
I
up
didn't
it
there.
was
even
worth it.
think of
It only
going
cost
over
4 leaves to get up there. It was pretty good.
see.
And, like, you have
Puns,
high
Puns
ground.
is thinking in terms of leave prices.
Anyway,
He
all right,
was
let's
way
watch
ahead.
round.
Let's continue.
I genuinely think it gets
we need
worse
to
from
watch
here.
middle.
It probably does.
I'm
need to
happy
keep an
George
eye
is-
on middle.
what is
Again,
George
I
doing?
think
How
that
did George
first
die?
game just muffined up my thinking.
George, don't
go
rush
hard.
over. Kind of
And don't
cover
rush.
where I'm at.
Why are
okay?
you rushing?
Me and
You know
Sapnap are
you're-
literally rushing. The
I
point is
tried.
we're
I tried to tower towards the middle, and then I was using.
See, and I think that was also my thinking. I wasn't expecting us to rush in as much. I was thinking we were gonna like cover mid and play a little bit more like defensively. So maybe that was also kind of my thinking. I wasn't sure what necessarily our strategy was in terms of like getting kills. I don't know. It's hard to think about what you were thinking at a given time.
Using blocks instead of leaves.
Why are you towering towards the middle?
I don't know.
Holy
What
fuck.
am I meant to
Stop.
do?
Shoot with your bow.
Yeah.
See, even George is confused. You can kind of see how he is in kind of the
Well,
same
yeah, but
moment.
George did like a couple of rounds. He did what like some of the things that you did, where it's like he's sitting in spawn. It's like, why is he in spawn when like we're all fighting?
Well,
but
I think you and Sapnap had the clearest vision in your heads of like, here's what we're doing, right? Whereas I think George and I were just kind of like, okay, are we like being super aggressive? Are we being defensive aggressive?
well, I think the only thing that I would go back and explain better before the MCC to you would just be that our strategy that we are 100% relying on is killing everybody. We are going to die as a team, or we are going to kill everybody on their team and then fill in the middle. And that's what we have done every MCC, and the top teams always do that. There's not a single top team ever in Battle Box that doesn't just kill everybody and then fill in the middle. There's not rushing teams do not get top in Battle Box. And so making that clear would have done like wonders for you, because you would have realized, I need to go in and help them kill people. Otherwise, we're just gonna lose.
I think I just wasn't thinking about it in those terms. I was more thinking like, oh, we gotta defend the middle too. Versus
Well, mid
just,
control
like,
is really
grinding.
strong.
And then
too,
also
though.
one thing that I think there was confusion around is that I think that there was confusion around the terminology of rushing mid. Whenever you were saying, oh, should we rush mid? I'm thinking in my mind, should we go and rush the wool, like go and fill in the wool in the middle? Because that's what rushing mid is for me in every other Battle Box ever. And whereas it's yes, you should rush mid, like you should rush through mid and go kill them. But no, you should not rush mid and fill in the wool. But I'm not. That wasn't like something that was explained. But I was just like, under the assumption, okay, that seems obvious to me. Like obviously we're not, because of the fact that this strategy is defined as we're not filling in the wool, we are just killing people, and then we're filling in the wool like after we're done. And so that there was like 5 or 6 times where like you'd be like, I think we should rush mid. I'd be like, dude, no, we need kills. We can't rush mid. We're already down by so much. We need to rush. We need to not rush mid.
I think.
Whereas like you're probably thinking, what? We don't rush mid. Like you're probably thinking in your head, what an idiot. I'm sitting back. What am I supposed to do? Sit at spawn? Whereas I'm thinking, what an idiot. What do you think we're gonna do? Fill in the wool and just like lose lose anyway, even if we win the next 3 rounds.
I think we
like,
probably did have some of that miscommunication in terms of not having the same like definition of a given term in mind. Yeah, I could definitely see that.
And to be fair, this map also is just it's very symmetrical, and there's not much you can do. There's no flanking. There's none of that.
It's a hard map.
And even the bow angles. The bow angles are hard to like. Once someone has an angle on you, like they can't really give it up. Like you're kind of just trapped as well. You can't really get out of a bow angle.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
But shoot with your bow, or try and engage by going like I don't know, left or right after we already
I'll
went.
kill them right now. Fine.
Fine. Get a kill. Get a single kill. Come on.
Fine, I will. Fine.
Come on, we got this.
We're 0-2.
I thought a part coming up soon, which is funny, is when the dream with the 2v1 or like the 3v1 situation when that comes up. It was funny.
They're going for mid. Go, 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 go.
That broke
And George was supposed to be behind you.
So you've done good so far. I mean, yeah. I mean, when we watched this, like the only thing you could have possibly done better is fill in, like place one place of
What?
place one wool there. Like that round again. That round you did good. You did good. Like
Like,
there's not really anything. You hit a shot and then you rush into mid, which you realize you should to engage them. And then the only thing you possibly could have done better is like place wool instead of.
You definitely need to play your offhand.
I was like trying to play. I was like,
See, I didn't think about that because
See, like your instinct was to jump in the hole, and my instinct was to try and fill in the wool, and like with wool.
you
But then
jumped in the
I had
hole,
leaves.
too.
Well, yeah, but this is what happened. I had leaves in my offhand, and so when I went to go fill it in, like I was placing leaves, and so then I didn't have time to switch my offhand and switch to wool and then fill it in. So I literally just hopped in the hole for a second in order to do it, and then I was like, crap, because I got knocked out of it or something, and then I started fighting. But it was still, I mean, it was still good. But
yeah,
like, again, I don't think
agree.
I think
did
this round.
good.
I think
Thank you
your
for the compliment.
your first round was okay. This round was, I'd say,
Amazing.
maybe
10 out of
slightly
10?
better than that. Like I'd say it was decent
10 out of 10?
or good, maybe.
Let's
I'd say
go.
good. I'd say good. I think this round was good. I think first round was okay. I think second round was like abysmal. And then let's see fourth round.
I know. All right, let's go to the next one. Here we go.
I was an idiot. I should have switched to my. I should have like, but at that point it was too late.
Ah,
I'm
they
gonna stop putting my
went-
leave in my offhand.
We need
We're
a
getting
more
fucked.
decisive strategy. Should we try
What do you
doing
mean we
that?
didn't decide? We just need to not be idiots. You got fucked because we're idiots. We didn't get a single. Like how did they?
But
rush
yeah,
the
you
middle?
should
We
definitely
we
start
killed them?
No, I
Because
using
we-
wool. Like
we
if
need
there's
to
an
see
open
what
gap and
they're
they're filling
doing
in, just
before we
if
do
you put wool, it
something.
totally messes them up.
Yeah, like that and that.
They're just
But you
getting fucked in
pause it
the
real quick.
middle.
Pause real quick, bad. Like that type, to me, that's something that is very frustrating to me. Is when there was many times where like you acted like we didn't have a strategy, and like you said that you probably said it like 10 flipping different times during this. I'm sitting there like, what do you mean we don't have a strategy? We talked about this last night for like 20 minutes probably for Battle Box strategy, and also we talked about it before the event as a clarification, and we talked about it before the game, and we talked about it after the first round. So it was like, and then you're going, we need a more decisive strategy. It's like, no, we don't. We just do the same thing. We just need to do better at what we're doing.
A more decisive strategy, I guess what I was thinking was like, okay, are we going to adjust the strategy for the terrain now that we have a couple rounds of understanding like what we're doing, right? I guess I just wasn't getting a hang of the way we had our strategy organized. Our goal was obviously kill as many people as possible, even though I didn't necessarily follow along with it a couple
but the thing was though is I feel like watching your point of view specifically and partially George's, I'd say George like 50-50. It did literally feel like we had no strategy. Like watching but I feel like if you go watch mine or Sapnap's, even though I won't say Sapnap did pretty good and I did average, like I did pretty decent, but I was every time you could see my defined strategy. I would rush straight right. I would rush through to them, and I would try, if they went mid, I would cut them off and come through the back and try and crit them out. And if they didn't, then I would fight them and engage them. And that's what I would do. I did it literally every round until the final 2 rounds. Whereas on from your point of view, every round you've done something different. Every round you've done something different. The first round, you rushed into mid. You tried to like bridge into mid, and then the second round you sat back and you sat on spawn while everyone else fought, and then after everyone was dead, you ran into mid, and then you started trying to fill it in, and then you fought, and then the third round, you bowed from mid, and then they pushed, and then you bridged to them and fought them in mid, and it was like you did something different every single round, and I think it just keeps happening every single time. It's like you needed to stick to what we had planned. Which was, obviously, again, I think it was just.
I agree with you. I just think that first game, for me, it felt like we needed to adjust what we were doing.
I mean, this map, I will say, was probably the worst map that we could have gotten in terms of like for what we had planned. But I still think what we had planned was the best strategy. Like I would go back, I would do nothing different. The only thing different I would do in Battle Box was I would review this with you and say, hey, this is what you should have done in this scenario. You should have pushed here to the left. You should have pushed in the mid. You should have followed Sapnap. You should have followed me.
That
whatever,
is the one
rounds,
thing
but...
I don't think we reviewed was Battle Box.
Well,
it's different. Battle Box is hard to review. Maps, and this is the new map.
No, I'm just saying like we didn't practice it. We didn't like review it.
We went over this. We reviewed our strategy. Like we did talk about the strategy.
I mean, we reviewed like, okay, here's what we're gonna do, kind of thing. And I think it's hard to when you're actually in the thing, like because like my strategy is always different because I'm with every different team each time. For me, Battle Box always feels like okay, we react to whatever people are doing, and we try and like counter that, right? Because like for example, when they all rush mid, it's like. It's difficult to have just, our goal is to just hunt them, right? So I just felt like what we were doing was reacting to whatever the other team would do, rather than being like, okay, we'll rush mid and then try and kill people. I don't know.
Well, like someone said in chat, yeah, you do the same strategy again and you lose again because it doesn't work on the map. No, I completely disagree. I watched every point of view on my team. I watched mine, Sapnap, we all did. Mine, Sapnap, George's, and Bad's. And I feel like if we did the exact strategy, the exact same strategy that we had planned, except for Bad and George actually did it. Like they actually did it because we didn't. You're right, we got fucked, but it wasn't because our strategy was trash. It was because we didn't do it. We didn't do the strategy. Like it was me and Sapnap did, but then Bad and George didn't.
The first round we did it. And we got muffed.
Yeah, the first round, we really didn't get muffin. There was one of them alive left.
Yeah.
And the only thing that threw us off was the leaves. Because in that round, if I didn't have the leaves in my offhand, I had the wool. We would have been fine because I would have filled in like half the middle when they were breaking it, and then we would have just fought them. We would have won. Like there's no way we would have lost.
And I get that.
The leaves were the only thing that really screwed us there.
Look, I'm not saying that I didn't give up because obviously I can see where I didn't follow along with the strategy. All I'm saying is I think the reason why is I wasn't necessarily 100% had a good vision of exactly like, okay, we're all just going to rush and try and kill, right? No matter what, that's the goal, right? I had this, it seemed to me like the background goal of defending mid was still important after the first round. I think the first round just messed that up for me. But yeah, I see what you're saying.
This map was also a Sapnap nerf because he only flanks. That's all he ever does. You can't flank on this map.
You can still flank, but like
not if people have eyeballs.
I flanked a couple times. It didn't really benefit me that much, but I did flank.
Oh my gosh.
Like guys,
Chat, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to communicate.
Your only job is to
do in the next round.
We're trying to go around them.
I can't kill 4 people.
Just stick with them. Let's see.
Good.
No, not good. Come on, guys. We can't be toxic. Let's do this.
Oh, wait.
I put wool in my
Let's listen.
Bad, you're a muffin fuck. Fuck you.
Language! Let's listen to that again.
We're good.
That's epic.
We're fine.
Let's fucking go.
I put wool in my
You said on YouTube. Wow.
Bad, you're a muffin fuck. Fuck you.
Language!
Good.
That's awesome.
No, not good. Come on, guys. We can't be toxic. Let's do this.
Language, good.
No,
They're going to wool us. They're going to wool us.
Okay, they're splitting. They're not going to mid.
Okay.
You're so in the open here.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's standing. He's still in spawn. He's okay. You did damage there.
To be fair, we're all still in spawn here.
I need a health pod.
But he didn't call out that person above me, and that person fucks me. That person absolutely destroys me.
Yeah, you should have called that.
To be fair, George didn't call him out. Nobody called him.
Yeah, that's true. But we watched Georgia people. Like Saturn didn't see it, and that person, they fucked Sapnap as well. Like they killed both of us.
I didn't even know. Like it didn't even occur to me. Like I remember, I literally remember this moment. Because when I saw them up there, I was like, okay, what do I call this call out? Right? And it just
above you.
I know. It seems obvious now.
Vertical, anything.
It seems obvious now. It wasn't obvious at the time. I'm just saying. It didn't come to mind because like typically you don't say above you in like most battle box practice.
CPK's above.
One's
It's like, oh wow, you hear Sapnap? CPK's above. After,
Well,
because
where
that was
is
after
CPK?
he was the person that was above that jumped down
also
on us
then
and killed
CP
me.
This is a powerful team.
Again,
honestly.
I'm just
We're
saying
literally
that's
in
just
last
my
place right now, guys.
thinking.
How?
We haven't won a single round. We're 0 for 4.
But you should have stayed on. You should have stayed on Smager there. Like you switched targets.
Because he ran, and I was like, I'm just gonna
So
chase
the biggest
him.
problem, like the biggest problem on that round was that, like, I don't know, the biggest problem was literally that you or George both saw CPK above us and didn't call him out, and then he threw an instant damage spot on both of us, then jumped down and then was bowing us and killed me and Sapna. Like, and then obviously that's just like detrimental. Like the round's over at that point. Like,
No,
I don't know. There's nothing. Like we could have been. We technically, I guess, could have been more observant by seeing them above. I guess by paying more attention or something. But it's like that's a comm thing. Like that is totally a communication thing. It's not an us communication thing. That was a you and George seeing it and then not telling us, and then we get jumped from above. But then it's but you notice how as soon as Sapnap saw him, Sapnap calls it out. Of course, he got instant damage by CPK, but.
Yeah.
As well as I did, but
yeah, that I
Guys,
agree. That was just a round where we all messed up.
Someone said Sapnap literally called out Colin being above, though. Yeah, he
But
did.
do you
After
see
we got
my-
instant damage
do you
screwed
see
by
my
him because
confusion,
no one
though?
else did.
Dream, do you see my confusion though there? How even when we're doing something like this, right? Like,
Literally in last place right now, guys.
look at how we're playing in this round
Yeah, they don't do much.
versus like how you
Wait, so hold
played
on,
in the
CPK's
previous
above.
rounds, right?
No, but listen, me and Sapnap did the same thing. It's just that they responded differently, and so we're reacting to it. It's like we pushed right, and then they pushed right as well, and they were bowing, so we were backing up to bow, and then we were gonna continue pushing right, but then what happened was CPK screwed us from above, and so I had to retreat, and Sapnap had to retreat because we both were on like really low health, and then I got sniped,
and
then
I see
Sapnap got
that,
sniped.
and I'm just saying that that's sort of what I was doing with defending the mid, reacting to. Again, I totally get what you were saying, where our goal wasn't necessarily to defend the mid; it was just to get as many kills as possible. But that's
the biggest problem was just that.
I think we just had different. We had the same like overarching like, okay, we know what we need to do. Just I had the extra thing of, we'll also need to keep an eye on the mid, whereas your strategy revolved less around keeping an eye on that and more just get points by killing people.
Well, it doesn't matter if you keep an eye on mid if you just push past it and just
In
start
this
killing
round,
people
in this round specifically, you guys were all like clumped together when they had like full map control. Like they had everything covered, and you guys were all just stuck in one spot. That was the problem with this round that I saw.
But but what I was gonna say is, the problem with the miscommunication was just that I feel like, and we'll see. I think like you see it more and more as it goes on. But like 90% of the stuff that you would end up doing would be either after everyone was dead or in the final 20 seconds of the round or something. Like the first 30 seconds, almost every round you would do like no damage, or like you get one bow hit or something from like across the map. While like I'm engaging in combat, I have like at this point me and Simon have probably engaged like with 3 different people, and you've shot at like one. And I don't even know if this round did you hit. I think you hit one person off a spawn on the left, right? And I've probably shot like 2 people and fought somebody already and had to fall back and hidden and then got ambushed from above, and you're just sitting there at spawn, and we're like you're literally 2 blocks from spawn right now. It's like, the only time I ended up going by spawn is when I had to retreat because I had to.
Again, look at it from this is why I'm just saying this is where my head was in keeping an eye on mid. That's after I think that first game, that's where my focus was. Right, at least on this.
I can't wait for the one where you yell at George. It's so funny.
That's what we're expecting. We're literally in last place right now, guys. How?
We haven't won a single round. We're 0 for 4.
I'm like hyping it up so much because it's funny and everyone's gonna like it.
It was a great moment.
Guys, we need just to be decisive. We're like
we were
trying to
toxic.
decide what to do.
You were very
I think
toxic.
we would be doing better if we just rush them in.
Well, we don't need to rush mid.
I know, but I think we might be doing better if we just did that.
Okay, but pause it.
Uh-huh.
Do you hear? Okay. So this right there is a miscommunication. So when you said rush mid there, like in my mind, a rush mid is rushing mid and like filling in the wool. And I'm like, we're better than them. Why would we fill in the wool? Like we can just we can fight them. So I'm saying no. Like we don't need to do that. Just stick to what we're doing. Which in my mind is yes, you're rushing mid, but you're not like. In my mind, mid is like the wool area, right? And because in this case it's elevated, so it's like if you're rushing mid, then you're rushing the wool. And so like obviously that was a miscommunication there where you're thinking one thing and I'm thinking a different. Yeah. And so it's like, I mean, unless you were thinking rush wool and fill in the middle, which I don't know what you were thinking, but And so but then once again, this is like I think the fourth time that we've heard you say we need to be like we need like a more decisive strategy. I'm like, what do you mean a more decisive strategy? We've talked about this 100 times. Like it is cut and dry, the most decisive it can possibly be.
I think that's just communicating that I'm not necessarily. I don't know. I think that communicates that in the moment I felt like something wasn't clear about the way we were going about something. I don't know. I think George gives off the same kind of vibe because at some points.
But if you watch George's VOD, you'll see that there was a couple. There was like I'd say like it was 50-50. In George it was 50-50, and I feel like in yours it was like 90%. Like there was only the first round. I feel like you weren't confused. And I feel like all the other rounds, I feel like you seemed confused.
Well, again,
and, like,
I think that first round just like honked everything up. I think it was like it changed the focus for me from whatever we were trying to do to, okay, we have to preserve the mid because they filled it in. Again, I shouldn't have focused on it like that, but that's just what I think I did. Anyway.
Other team is like doing something.
At this point, we'd probably be doing better if we did that, but that's very like hindsight. But then it's dumb. Like, do we continue doing that? But now we need to, if we want to even have a chance, we need to get kills because otherwise we literally need kills. Otherwise, we're just gonna lose this game so badly.
Okay, so do you want to?
We're down by 1.6 points right now, Pat.
Okay, but
just rush. Everyone just rush.
Okay,
Everyone just rush.
let's rush then.
Literally, everyone rush. George
everyone
goes
rush.
right. Bad goes Sapnap left.
Okay.
Bad goes Sapnap left.
Yeah.
Choose
so
your kit.
watch
Choose your
this.
kit.
Everyone rush.
Here we go.
Okay.
I say George followed me right. He messed up this round because he doesn't like follow me. But
Oh, they're shooting.
I don't know why. But then
Fucking Bad's dead.
It just owned you off.
It's like that was like
spawn.
again. It was just 0 damage. Like this is two so far 2 out of 5 rounds. You did 0.
Okay, you
like,
literally
0.
cannot blame this one on me. Okay.
What? I don't know how you died so fast. Yeah. Isn't there
Are
like
you
a
trying
damage
to blame this
cooldown?
round on me or this?
I'm not blaming the round on you. I'm saying that was you played that poorly.
There we
yeah,
go again.
but...
0 damage. What am I supposed to do? You say go with Sapnap. I'm like, all right, I will go with Sapnap, and I get shot off a spawn.
Wait, no, seriously.
That's just
look how fast you died. I thought there was a damage cooldown. How did you die so fast? The 3 arrows.
I don't know.
Shooting?
He got like
once there,
3
2,
crits
3,
on
yeah.
me.
Like that was crazy.
It was just 3. It was 3 shots. Like yeah.
That was crazy.
It was not like the biggest thing there was Sapnap went mid. Like why did he go mid?
Well,
obviously we said
Sapnap
goes left and then
you said Sapnap and Bad go left.
Yeah,
So
I know.
Right,
he didn't go left.
I will
don't know
follow Sapnap. I
think what happened was
I'll follow Sapnap. He goes mid. I'm like, well, I guess he's kind of going to the left of mid, so I'll just follow him. And then I die, and then I get yelled at.
Again, I think
what am I supposed to do?
Listen,
do you see my frustration though, Dream? When I get yelled at for stuff like that, how I was like, I just threw my hands up. I was like, I was getting frustrated.
On that round, I think that was on Sapnap because he went left. I mean, he didn't go left. But what I was gonna say is that I think that the miscommunication there was again in like rush. Like we were saying, like I was saying rush. I didn't say rush mid, right? But I said like okay, everyone just rush. You go left, you go right. I think he's thinking the same thing as me with like rush, which is like in this case he's thinking everyone's rushing mid. All right, so Dream is saying we're gonna rush mid, and then I'm saying we go right, and I think Saturn started to go mid, and then realized Dream went right. Like Dream went like far around right, so maybe he meant we go left. So Sapnap falls back, and then you just get like lit up by arrows like across the way. And so, like, I mean, there's not like that. There's not much you could have done there, but it's like I don't know. Obviously, you were like literally like right on him, but you were doing exactly what I said, but it was like very literal.
I was like, okay, stay with Sapnap. I'll follow him. I was like, clearly Sapnap knows what's going on.
All right, so that round, that was very unfortunate. But then let's see what you do when we continue the strategy in the next round.
So again, let's watch.
They're shooting.
Wow, yeah, but fucking Bad's dead.
Bills is behind.
Oh my god!
I'm getting shot by 2 people.
You could have called for help.
So yeah, then George didn't call for health there, but ended up being fine.
They're filling
in.
And at this point they were
nearly done. 2 more blocks, 1 more block. They got it.
Like why?
They don't care about kills. What?
They could have
killed us.
How are
me and Sam the only one alive? Like I don't understand.
Like teams that do that, I don't understand. Like they must just not care about winning.
I just died. I don't know what you mean.
How? Listen, George, you didn't even call for a health pot or anything.
I don't know.
We went together. And you died.
I don't think our team communication
I rushed
is
him and was
that
fighting
good,
him. How
chat.
did you die?
We've got
This is my team. I own Sapnap.
many different strategies, so it's not working.
Holy shit.
Like the point is there. Like look, pause real quick. pause real quick. Like right there, I say again. You died in the first like 5 seconds. Obviously, I didn't see your perspective, but in my mind, I'm sitting there going, like, how? And then you said, what am I supposed to do? I just died, and I'm like, literally. I'm literally sitting there, and what do I say? My response is, "What do you mean? Just use cover." That's my response, because I'm sitting here thinking, how does this idiot die in the first 2 seconds, right after we come up with the plan that he's running left?
And
right?
I totally understand that that's what you were thinking. I'm just saying, can you understand from my perspective?
Oh yeah,
how frustrating it is.
And on that round,
you're going to see my
100%,
peak frustration here in a little bit. We're approaching.
I think this is the one where you get mad at George, I think.
Yeah, because he doesn't. Yeah, because he yells at me for rushing on one before, but he didn't follow me. And then Bad. This is the round. I'm pretty sure this round Bad does fucking nothing.
So at this point, hold on. At this point, I feel
you're supposed to follow Sapnap.
Sapnap also did nothing though. I owned Sapnap. I owned him.
Okay,
you got wrecked.
For this point, this is what I say to you. Listen what I say to you.
I rushed him and was fighting him. How did you die?
This, ready?
We've got too many people coming up with many different strategies, so it's not working.
Holy shit, this is really bad. This is embarrassing.
Okay. We're like in 10th by far. Like,
here, Dreams, just tell us what to do and we'll just do what Dreams suggests. So what I was trying to do was I was like, okay, I'm not sure what I am supposed to do. I just give direction, right? And you tell me to shut up.
First of all, there's 2 things here. I don't know if you were I don't know if you were muted or if you were unmuted, because
I was unmuted for that.
I think we might have been replying to George, but because George was being an idiot and saying, "All right, we're just gonna leave. We're literally just gonna leave. Let's just leave the event."
That's true. That could have been.
But there is a chance we're responding to you, because you're asking for like literally after we determined the strategy last round, you're again saying you don't know the strategy, and we're like, "Wow!"
I just died in that. To me, it felt like, okay, I just died. That obviously didn't really work out. That's just my thinking. And again,
but in my mind, like if that had happened to me, Bad, if I was in your situation, I would have been like, Sapnap. I literally would have said, like, you didn't communicate that. I would have just been like, Sapnap, why didn't you go left? I thought Dream said go left. Well,
that's what I figured. Sapnap knows the thing. I figured that's what you wanted him to do, and he did kind of go left. He went like towards the left of the thing, straight towards it, the left side. I don't know. Anyway.
All right, I'll follow you, James.
This is the interesting part.
Going in the middle, because if we go in the middle, then they're just gonna snipe us anyway. Oh, I just fell.
You can see me going up on the left here. I'm gonna own Sapnap in a second.
It's like,
see, I got a hit right there, not that one.
Why you like?
Oh, there's me opening Sapnap.
A ton of damage. Just fight.
Look, we're literally all fighting right now. Like, what are you doing? We're all fighting. We're all fighting.
No, you're right about that.
And look how low they are. Like, there's 5, 6, 5, 12. Like
the 20. I'm 20.
As I said,
you're 20, but still.
And I own Bad here.
Like, but the point is, like, we're 4v3ing. Like, we're engaged in a 4v3. Like, how?
You're right about this one. If I had been more into. If I had stayed with the
Bad's in spawn while we're in our whole team other than Bad is Bad didn't follow Sapnap like we said, and then he's literally in spawn while we're fucking fighting.
No, you're totally right. I literally should have just followed Sapnap again. It's just I was like, okay, that didn't work. I won't do that. Right? It was kind of maybe that was my thinking. That was wrong. I should have just stuck with it and just followed him. But anyway, that round, that was on me totally. But again, I'll just reiterate, my mind was definitely still focused around protecting mid, which it shouldn't have been, right? I'm just stating where it was at. I think that was just a part of our miscommunication of exactly what our objective was. That's all I'm saying. So,
I guess the only thing, again, I think the only thing that I would do differently would just communicate.
I think in the future,
what our objective was before. My mindset was that this objective has been the same. This objective, but Bad. My point with that is that objective you've played in. This is your 3rd MCC, and that objective in BattleBox has been the exact same since like MCC 8 or something. Like it's literally been like. I've probably played in like 10 MCCs in a row where BattleBox had the exact same strategy for almost every single team, which is just literally try and kill people and then fill in the middle. Any good team, at least. Like obviously the bad teams that are disadvantaged, that strategy is to
be fair. I don't think I played I played in 3 MCCs, and I only played in one where we played BattleBox, and it wasn't with you. The one I played before wasn't with you. The only times we've played BattleBox.
But also, like, you've played BattleBox
like,
for like hundreds of hours on the practice server, and like, have you ever gone and filled in mid whenever you're fighting people, or do you kill people and then go fill in mid?
But remember,
you can't really compare practice
that's not
BattleBox
really the
with
same
real
because
BattleBox.
we just don't fill in mid because we always like, oh, that's a dumb strat.
That's for like a different reason, though. Yeah.
Well, and I mean, there's sometimes where it has happened, like someone would go.
Well,
in and
yeah,
fill
but
mid,
people
like,
just
on
do
the
it
lava
for
map
meme.
whenever it was
Nobody
there,
like
but...
actively like ever goes, I'm gonna make that my go-to strategy all the time during practice.
I think worrying about mid's a good thing. Like keeping an eye on it is a good thing, but bad like what he did in that round was really bad. Where he went to like try to put wool in like when you guys were fighting.
I agree.
Because there's no one's contesting it. You know.
Yeah.
If someone's contesting it, it's good to like go and contest it. But man's literally breaking wool while his whole team's at war.
Again,
but I feel like during half
that.
those rounds, that like even during I want to see what the final 2 rounds happen, but like I feel like during half the rounds so far, like you were the lame duck, like in terms of like you were away from the team, like the other people were separated from you. There was only a couple rounds where you weren't. It was like the first round and then the one where you followed Sapnap but then got like
I would say
anyway,
I probably
from, like,
have
arrows.
I probably have 3 pretty bad rounds. Like I would say objectively are really, really, really bad. I think some of them are like kind of mixed, and then some of them I do just fine in. I think that's the way I would kind of put it, kind of 3, 3, and 3. But who knows? We'll see with these last couple.
I think that's one where George.
But I don't understand.
Look
at their
George.
health. I crit somebody to 3
I was
health,
trying to
and then
fill
George
it
ran
in,
in right after.
but
And then
literally they were rushing. I didn't have enough time.
Yeah, I guess to me it's like it's the most frustrating.
If
Here we go.
It's the most frustrating thing in the world. Like, and it happened. This is why I got so frustrated at this moment right here when George said that. It's because I'm thinking in my mind, Sapnap. He said, "Why did you run into a 1v4?" I'm thinking in my mind, Sapnap and Bad are pushing together left. Me and George pushing together right. How am I running into a 1v4 then? If everybody is following the strategy, we wouldn't be running into a 1v4.
Let's watch you run into a 1v4.
Oh, watch one on the left. You see him on the left again. Own Sapnap.
Watch him. He runs into a 1v4. It's hilarious. Go Dream, go!
I dropped down behind Sapnap here.
He runs in.
I'm not running into 1v4 though. George was with me. He fucking ditches me. And then Sapnap.
George is on the ground. George is not with you. You are.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but George was supposed to be with me. And then also, Pun's like, you mean Sapnap, but imagine it was him and Bad, right? Like,
yeah, no, I wouldn't have dropped down. I would have waited for both you guys to go around.
Yeah, like it would. If you guys, if Sapnap was alone, like it would have been fucked. Like,
also,
from your perspective, you probably saw George and Sapnap, and so you're thinking, all right, let's go in. I see that.
Also, Bad, you could have called me
from my
up
perspective.
top. You could have called me that I was up top there. You didn't see me, I guess, though.
What up here?
Go back 5 seconds.
I just probably didn't see you.
Like you can see, like what's top left. You can see my name tag right above Sapnap.
Oh, I just probably didn't see it. I was focused too much.
I dropped down. And I own him right there. I own him. He's owned.
I'm just fucking such a bitch.
He complains about it too.
He's so mad.
How did we not get a kill?
But again, I
the most frustrating thing in the world is me going in, getting like 3 or 4 crits, right? And then being like, and then literally seeing that somehow everybody is alive on the opposing team after I die. And after I've done like probably like 20 hearts worth of damage to like a couple people, and there's 3 other people, and especially people that I know are like really good PvPers that don't do anything.
Oh yeah, no, I think if I had been following, if I had that in mind of, okay, we're really not going to be paying attention to mid, we're just going full meme. If they go to mid, we kill them there, right? Then I think I would have, I think we would have popped off a lot harder than doing this bad.
It was just fights. You didn't ever engage in fights unless you literally like had to. That was what you were doing. Like you didn't engage in fight unless somebody was filling in mid, so you had to. Everyone else was dead, so you had to.
I was focused on using the bow more for whatever reason because I was like, oh, punch. Remember I think it all made sense to me at the time because it's like, oh, okay, I've got the punch bow, so my job is to knock them off the thing when they try and go up it, right? And I was expecting more teams to like rush mid and like try and get on it. Again, it was the wrong play given what we were trying to do as a team, but I hope it kind of makes sense to you where my head was at, what I was like thinking I was doing, right? So for me, I think I understand why you're getting frustrated, because in your mind, you're like, okay, this is what we should be doing and we're not doing this thing. I think I understand why I was getting frustrated, because I had a different, this is what we should be doing and we're not doing that. So I think we both had different end goals of what we were expecting, and those weren't being met. So we're like, oh, we're both getting really frustrated. And then some of us expressed our frustration a lot differently than others. So as we're about to see, let's everybody.
But when George says the 1v4 thing, I got pissed because I was like, because also within context, it's like the last battle box I played also sucked. Like it didn't suck this bad. And then George and I like watched the VODs afterwards, and George was like saying like how bad he did. Like he like literally George. I wasn't even like, after the last one, I wasn't even telling George he did bad. I was like, but then obviously when we were watching, I was like, damn, like you're doing bad. But George is watching it and he's like critiquing himself, and he was like so disappointed, like, oh, I'm gonna pop off next battle box. Like I don't know why. I literally did. He's like, I didn't do like damage like a lot of the rounds, and he was saying the same thing about like Quackity. And then the same thing's happening again, and then he like has the gall to flipping tell me, why'd you run into a 1v4 when I told him to follow me? And then he's like, so even in that, I was like, literally, he's already, if he had said 2v4 from the beginning, I probably wouldn't have gotten half as mad as I got. But him saying 1v4 pissed me off, because I was like, how is this? It's not supposed to be a 1v4. Even if I was running into a 1v4, if you were listening to me, then you would have been with me, and it would have been a 2v4, like at the very least.
Okay, but here's the thing. I think the fact that he says that highlights what I'm kind of saying,
that he wasn't having the same mindset. Like, oh,
exactly.
We're
we were all on different tracks as far as we were all heading to different destinations.
Were on the same page. Me and Satnap were on the same page.
You and Satnap were 100% on the same page. George and I were.
And then George was like 50% on the same page, and then you were like,
well,
10%.
I just think his path was a lot more close to what you guys sort of had. His was a lot more aggressive, whereas mine became focused around mid, which was not the right strat, but
it's like, why? Like your thing was to go with George, like from the beginning, originally.
Well, but then
your thing was to go with George.
We changed it up, and we changed a lot of memes. But
after we changed, the thing is,
let's appreciate this. Popcorn emojis in the chat, everybody. Here we go.
Yeah, here comes the rage.
I can't fill it in anymore.
All right, at least we got a kill.
Listen, for George.
But I don't understand. Look at their health. I crit somebody to 3
I was
health,
trying to
and then
fill
George
it
ran
in,
it right after.
but
And then
literally they were rushing. I didn't have enough time to fill it.
Back.
Like, why did you run into a 4v1?
If I rush while they do
because you were.
that,
Wait, how's it a 4v1? When our strat was, we go together, George.
The problem is, it's
How
like
are you
we're
saying,
trying to
how
do
do we
like
run to a
10
4v1?
different
That's your fault I ran to a
strategies
4v1.
at the same time. Do we fill it in? Do we try and get
That pissed me
kills?
off,
Do we do
That
this?
pissed me. Like how?
I was behind
Oh my
you.
god,
We
that still
needed, like,
pisses me
one
off.
base.
What?
That still pisses me off. You saying that we're trying to do 10 strategies at once. Like, do we fill it in? Do we get kills? I had said,
You
okay.
can't hear me at this point. You're just hearing that now.
Okay,
I
that
didn't
is
say
that
that
is
to you.
that is so
That's
like
the
how
way it- that's the
that
way
pissed
it
me off
looked
now.
like to me.
That
That's
pisses
the
me
way it
off
looked like.
so much now.
Okay, well, it
How?
shouldn't, knowing where my
We
head
have
was
changed.
at.
We have changed the strategy only one time, and both
hear
strategies
this?
was no. We need like okay. Listen,
Popcorn.
Bad. There was a
Chat.
rant. Listen, Bad. If you, I want you to go back and listen to the rant that I went on 2 rounds ago when I was saying we need kills. What do you mean rush? We literally need kills. We will lose so badly if we don't get kills. And then play your clip here of you going 2 rounds later, you saying it's so we have like 10 different strategies. I mean, do we fill in the middle? Do we try and get kills? Like what do we need to do? Like what? How? How do you not understand at that point?
Look,
how?
all I'm
I
saying
am
is
flabbergasted. I am
George
absolutely
clearly
flabbergasted.
felt a little bit differently too, Mr. Why'd you run into a 1v4?
Let's just do
apart.
that.
We have
We're trying to split up too much.
I don't know. Again, that's my thinking based off of my what I think we're trying to achieve.
I want to hear. I want to hear.
It's so easy to win this battle box. Just hit your fucking arrows. Like, how do you guys lose so many? Like, you just hit arrow shots and like.
Oh,
Yeah,
wait,
win.
hold
Do
on,
better.
listen.
Do that. We're trying to split up too much.
We have like 2 muffin idiots.
Yeah, we do. They're fucking trolling.
You guys are being way too toxic.
Well, it's so
Yeah,
true.
then do
Watching
better.
back the VOD.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. Give us a strategy and we'll do it. Someone
So
needs
we're
to
doing a
decide
strategy.
So again,
Like that was so that pissed me the fuck off. That made me so mad. Like I literally wanted to leave at that moment. I was like bad. Bad, if you don't just shut up and do what I've said for the last 10 rounds, instead of asking me what the strategy is for the 100th time during this one Battle Box event, when we have changed it once, I am going to literally, oh my god.
Again, I totally, having rewatched this and knowing where your head was at now, I totally understand why you felt that way.
Like how?
But having seen where I'm coming from, can you understand why I would say that? Because
no, I'm not even kidding. I literally, after having watched every single person's perspective, I do not understand how there's two statements you just made in the last 30 seconds that I don't understand. You said there's like 10. Listen to this. Listen to this. You said there's like 10 different strategies we're doing. What do we do? Kill people, fill in the middle. I want you to answer me. I want you to answer me, Bad. Out of that, when you said 10 different strategies, and then you said, what do we do? Kill people or fill in the middle. I want you to find me one moment where I said, fill in the middle at any point during the entire time, and then I can find you 15 different times where I said we need to kill everybody. Do not fill in the middle and kill everybody.
That's totally fine. I'm just saying it's one thing to say take all of this in after the fact. It's another thing to say when you're actually.
But the difference is that you should have been if you had listened during our prep before the event and also the day before, and not been texting Skeppy or something while we were doing it literally the entire time. I guarantee you, 100% that had a big impact on this. That had a big
entire time.
The fact that there like we've argued about this obviously since, but the fact that there was 1 hour, I think at least probably, or maybe like around 1 hour out of the 4 hours of our practice the night before MCC, that was just time wasted because you were literally trolling.
No, this is literally not true. There was one moment,
I literally felt like I was in a
just focused on every little time I said anything. No, I'm not.
This is not an exaggeration. This is not an exaggeration.
No, I'm not
during
our
whole entire 4 hour practice, I felt like I'm not even kidding. I legitimately thought you were recording, and that Skeppy was gonna come like join the call in a minute. Like I'm not even. That is not a joke. Oh my gosh. That is not a joke. I was like, what is Bad doing? Like he's being an idiot.
One time where I was sending Skeppy a message. Okay, I was sending him a message, and then you hear me typing, and you go, Bad, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh.
No, that's not what happened. That is actually not what happened.
I can't remember what you said.
I said, Bad, are you even listening? And you said, yeah, I'm listening.
And I said, yes.
And I said, Bad, what'd I say? And then you're like,
you said, I heard you typing or something.
I said, I heard you typing. Obviously you're not listening.
I'm taking notes. Yes, I was messaging Skeppy. And I said that because answer this question honestly, Dream. Answer this question honestly. Do you guys oftentimes get overly toxic when we are practicing and doing things like that, and you overly meme, and so you can understand why I would go, I'll just say that I was taking notes instead of texting Skeppy, because I know how you guys are going to react. Just acknowledge that. Acknowledge that you can understand why I would say that.
Okay, yes, I 100% I acknowledge that. But now acknowledge this. Acknowledge this.
We're making progress. Go ahead.
Okay. Acknowledge this.
Go ahead.
We set aside a period of time the day before the event to go over our strategy.
Yes.
It was not that long of a period of time. It was only the actual going over the strategy literally would have taken 2 hours probably if everything had gone, swimmingly. And when we're going over important strategy, when we're reviewing things as a team, acknowledge this. You were, except for one other time where George openly said, sorry, 1 second, guys, I'm busy. Give me a minute, and then we can get back into it. You were the only one that multiple times was distracted with something else. Is that true?
I would disagree.
You don't have to say what it was that you were distracted with, but
no.
Is that true?
I will say that yes, I was distracted. I do feel like you're exaggerating the time substantially. I think we wasted more time waiting for Sapnap to come back from his 3 bathroom breaks. Okay.
Yeah, he was like, he had like diarrhea. He was literally
I'm not saying, I'm not hating on him. I totally understand. You eat something bad, you have a bad.
Yeah, but the difference
I'm just saying that took more time than my distractions. That's all I'm saying.
I 100% agree. But I'll also acknowledge this. Do you agree that it is more frustrating when you're having to repeat yourself and you're also not sure if someone is being honest with you or fully listening, then someone just saying, hey man, I gotta shit myself, I'll be back in 5 minutes. Which one do you think is more frustrating, Bad? Me being like, oh, you have to shit yourself, fuck you, you have to shit yourself, what a fucking idiot, don't shit yourself. Like, or is it like Bad being like, I messaged Skeppy guys and then lying about it?
To be fair, I totally agree with you, but I will say the only reason
we're finding common ground.
The only reason is because you guys have gotten in the habit of memeing me when I just say, "Oh, guys, I'll be right back." When I just have to get up and grab something.
Because
like,
then acknowledge this.
He's gonna be gone for like 10 hours.
Okay, here's another acknowledgement. Over the last like 2 years, Bad. You acknowledge the fact that you have hundreds of times, probably hundreds of times, said "be right back." I have to go to the bathroom, or "be right back." I have to get a drink, and then literally come back and be like, "What? I got coffee. I got pizza. I went to the bathroom. Like I had to walk my dog. What do you mean? I had to walk my dog?" Okay. Can you acknowledge that you've done that like so often?
No, that's more than 100 times.
Yeah, more than 100 times. Like probably at least once a day. At least once a day. Like, and you do that. So then when you say, and then you're like, you guys got in the habit of memeing me every time I say I'm gonna be right back, and you guys expect me to be gone forever. Yeah, because you do half the time.
Like, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying when I'm not. Okay, whatever.
Say, be right back. You just be right back, and you don't even leave. You sit there for 10 more minutes without even leaving.
And then we're like, "Bad, are you back?" You're like, "What do you mean? I've been here the whole time."
I'll give you that. You can take that one. Just leave me alone. Let me have my pizza during Manhunt in peace. Okay,
that's fine. But the point was that it was. I do think that. I think that we could have gone over Battle Box like a little bit more, only because of the fact that I think I didn't take into account that. We did talk about it, but I just assumed that it was fairly obvious that we weren't going to fill in the middle. We were just going to kill people. I think we did explicitly state that, but I could see why you could think like after a round or one or two, be like, oh, maybe we should do that. After we get muffined in the first round, be like, oh, are we going to adjust our strategy? And me, who's played in, flipping 5, 7, 8 battle boxes, going like, no, I've done this. I've done very similar strategies so many times and had a lot of success. And Sapnap as well, who we like came up with the strategy together, is like, we're both like top 5 battle box players, and we've played in so many events. We're sitting there going, no, like obviously we're not bad. And then like the fact that you kept asking the question over and over and over and over, going, it was just getting more and more frustrating as it went on. But then it was what was more frustrating though was not that you asking should we change it. It was then like you went from asking should we change it to then, because I guess in your mind you were thinking, oh, we should change it, because that was what you were thinking, obviously. Yeah. It was so confusing. We have so many strategies. And we're sitting there like, what do you mean? Like we've said no, we're doing this strategy. And so then eventually when we end up pushing mid, it seems like Bad was right. He was saying we should push mid. But it's like if we had swapped roles and you guys were going left and right, the same thing would have happened. What ended up happening though is we ended up pushing mid all together. But we can watch it. We'll watch
let's watch. But no, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I agree with that.
Brew, but
yeah.
Don't skip anymore. Just watch this. He's still mad. I want to hear it.
Okay.
And that is.
They're running the middle.
You're following.
Okay. This is where Sapnap literally missed so many. I watched his VOD. He fucking choked this round.
Right now.
Bad's like,
they're in the middle. Okay. These muffin idiots are in the middle.
Well, I got one.
I mean, that wasn't terrible. That wasn't terrible.
See?
Oh my God.
I will say that I think it was like you were fairly indecisive.
That's kind of a middle. That's a mid-tier round.
I'm
not a bad round.
Literally,
they rushed because no one.
That was probably your best round. That was probably your best round.
I think if
it was still like if we watched that round again, I think I'd be like, what are you doing? Like you ran into the corner. You're kind of like hiding. Like we're all fighting. Like if this is what I want to do. Go back on that round. We'll go to the beginning of that round, and then compare what you're doing to where you see everyone else. Like what we're doing.
George are following each other.
Just see. Okay, so Sabrin's going up to middle to try and block them because they're pushing mid right. You're sitting there like with a bow out for some reason, and then you end up killing this person, which is good.
Well, to be fair, in his defense, he's just trying to get damage before he goes in, like with a sword.
Yeah.
But the problem is that he doesn't go in. Like that was something that I agree. He was sniping damage, but then he doesn't go in, and you heal in battle box. So it's like he would snipe damage, and then it would basically be useless because then he would just like sit back, and then they heal over the next like 5-10 seconds.
But I was sniping damage like when you guys were rushing in. That's what I was thinking. Sometimes, it was like long range.
But it'd be way more
support.
useful for another body to be in there, like attacking them and.
No, I think you're right.
Them.
I think just my tactic was off,
but
I still think that round
really
was kind
funny
of
if we lost every
round.
round. It would have been really, really funny.
That would have been.
Actually, I kind of wish we did because it would have been funny if we lost every battle box round and we still won. That would kind of been epic. But
oh my goodness.
I don't know what else.
But then again, maybe
like,
we would never would have gotten like our groove
flipping,
back, and then Santa's time would have been worse or something.
Literally,
yeah,
no,
that's a good point. I will say we were able to shake off battle box and do the next one like.
Well, yeah.
Well,
the thing is, we're always, the difference is, like I said, the only difference is that usually if I'm being like toxic, I'm being like over the top toxic. It's like to the point where like it's funny. But like I didn't want to be over the top toxic because it involves like a lot of cursing and a lot of like I don't know like stuff that I wouldn't say on YouTube. And so it's like I was cursing obviously, but like I wasn't. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Obviously, you guys have seen it in like in different whatever, like in different places, but on different streams or whatever, whether it be like Bed Wars or basketball or whatever. But I don't know. But yeah, so I was like I don't know. I was holding back, but. So it wasn't. It was like toxicity that wasn't funny, but it was like still whatever. But anyway, I feel like we're
I thought it was funny.
Well, I mean, yeah, it is. Well, it is funny because of how like
it's funny
because of how dumb it is. But yeah, in the moment, it wasn't funny.
Yeah,
like it would have been funny in the moment if I was like if I in my mind it would have been funny in the moment if if I was like I don't know. Doing typical things like literally if I was just screaming about rat the whole time, like that would have been funny. And that's like totally something I would have done if I was just like bad, like if you do not win the next round, like literally rat is mine, like I'm gonna kick rat or something. I don't know.
I get what you're saying.
Just going over the top.
Yeah, it gets better.
All on purpose and still win. It's like
I don't know.
Cool.
Like,
I'm doing my best, chat.
I don't understand what's going on. This map is like horrible.
We need.
I hate this map.
I liked the map personally. I know you guys said that out of impulse because you guys are in bad, but I think the map was good.
I think it was alright.
Do you want to do that? Do you want to try and middle?
Not the best, not the worst.
Bad is like shooting no arrows or something. Like actually, he's just
No one was taking advantage of the top area.
So flipping Sapnap keeps all these comments just coming, and it comes to a head.
Go wait, why are you behind? Go to the 8th round.
Fill it in. I was behind.
So
toxic.
You're following Sapnap.
There it is. Listen what Sapnap says.
I have to clarify the round again.
Well, I got one that time.
They're filling in. We're dead. We lose.
Oh my god.
Chat, I literally don't know what else to do.
Fucking embarrassing. Like how
This is kind of
like I'm flipping. Literally, there's no team cohesion.
I do all on purpose and still win. It's like
I don't know.
Cool.
Like,
I'm doing my best, chat.
I don't understand what's going on.
So listen to Sapnap.
Horrible.
We need
I hate this map.
less salt and just more. Just
let's just all
something.
go to the middle, but then they just sit back and spam when we do.
Do you
like,
want to do that? Do you want to try and middle?
Like, I feel like bad is like shooting no arrows or something. Like
see,
it's just like how are they getting to the middle? You can just shoot them.
See?
Yeah, you can just shoot them. You just take the bow kit. Just take the bow kit and you can
Bad
shoot
has
them.
a Dream. Take a sponge bow.
Do you want to take the bow kit?
I shouldn't have taken the bow kit that round, but
yeah, you see my frustration though. I'm like I'm using the bow kit every round. Sapnap says, "Why isn't Bad using the bow kit?" And I'm like, I throw my hands up. I'm like, "What the muffin? I can't please these muffin heads." Anyway, let's continue.
No, because the only thing is that round that round was the one round where you didn't sit back and bow them. You ended up going down, and so like I think if funnily enough, if you had done what you'd done the previous rounds, that round it would have worked. Like you would have stopped them. So but the thing is you've changed it that round, and then that round they ended up rushing. So it was like, so I think in like the previous rounds, like if people had rushed, like you sitting there and being a bow, obviously then you're like a couple blocks away from them, and you have a good angle on them, and you can stop them by shooting them. And what are they gonna do? They can't really do anything, and you have cover and they don't. And so like in my mind, it was just unfortunate timing that round you changed your strategy, whereas like in every other round.
So let's watch this. This is really funny.
Well,
I think like overall,
I hate you guys. I hate
if we were just rushing.
The only reason I'm so mad is this same exact thing happened last tournament. To me, the same exact thing.
Look.
What are we doing? Are you rushing the middle? I wasn't even mad.
My favorite moment.
They're rushing the middle.
They're rushing. They're rushing.
See how I shot that idiot?
They're rushing.
See how I shot that idiot again?
Nice staircase.
Okay, well.
Bad move, you idiot!
I was literally doing it.
You see what I have to deal with? Do you see what I have to deal with?
Well, to be
fair though, you probably could have just powered up, but like I don't know.
The reason I did that was to create a way for all of us to get up. That's why I did that. I thought, oh, it's
But
going to
everyone
be
has
just
8
as
blocks.
fast for me to
Yeah,
do
everyone
this.
has 8 blocks though.
Yeah, everyone can just tower up.
I know, but the way I was saying was, I can just boop, build this. That way, if they knock me off,
Yeah,
I
but
can
the
get
difference is
back up.
that middle control is important.
That's
It's like
not
if we
the,
just
look,
we just like
the
let them
staircase
do
isn't
it.
the important part. It's the reaction I get. Listen to this.
Yeah, but
No,
but
Snapnap's an idiot.
look how-
Snapnap's an idiot.
You're
also an idiot for making a fucking
Yeah,
staircase.
you're an idiot for making a staircase. But
He
listen,
used
the
my
point is getting to mid.
staircase. What
Wait,
are
Bad,
you
listen.
on about?
You wasted
Listen,
7
you wasted
fucking
so much time.
blocks or 6
Yeah, and
blocks.
blocks.
No, he wasn't
time
commenting
and
on the
blocks.
staircase. He uses my staircase, gets mad at me that I'm on the staircase.
No,
he uses the staircase
No,
when I'm
Snapnap's an
going
idiot
up.
for getting mad at you for that, but you're an idiot for making the staircase. You
No,
were both
the
idiots.
staircase
You're both
was a good
idiots.
idea.
Listen
No,
real quick.
this is a hill I'm dying on.
I'll tell you why it's not a good idea.
It's not a bad idea.
It would have been a better idea. It would have been a
because
better idea if it would have been a better idea to make a bridge from the top. But the problem is, Bad.
I
You can tower
already
from the bottom.
jumped down.
The problem
I
is
already
it
jumped
takes
down. I was on the ground.
it takes time to do that. Whereas once you control the middle, it's easy to keep people off. Like they can just keep knocking us off. And so Sapnap, I think the reason he got frustrated wasn't that you're blocking his way. It was that like he's like, what the hell are you doing? Like get up, Bad. You're being slow, right? But it's like at the same time, I think he didn't have the context that I'm building this staircase, whatever. He's just like, Bad, I saw you over there for a minute ago, and then now I'm almost up, and you're still not up, and I'm like now you're in my way. And so it's like I don't know. This is like a dumb frustration.
I don't know.
Yeah, he was
I
done
think
for
he's
getting mad.
Sapnap was dumb. He's
I
mad
think
because he jumped
saw-
on the block and he couldn't build. I was watching his
No,
POV.
he saw my
just couldn't
amazing
build.
staircase. He said, "I wish I had a staircase like this," and he got mad at me. As my head cannon.
Sapnap is dumb for
Anyway.
Sapnap is dumb for getting mad about that. But you're
No,
dumb for
I
building a
see
dumb
what you're
staircase.
saying. I can see how if he's like, "Oh, I'm trying to get to mid," and then I'm standing right there as he's trying to tower. I can see
also-
that. I didn't see his POV, so
It would have
I
been
don't know.
avoided if
That's
you
a
just
little
didn't build
bit
a
different.
fucking staircase to Narnia. You could have just built up 3 blocks.
'cause if you
and
do you
then-
want to go? Do you
Yeah.
want to go, puns? 1v1 right
Well,
now.
it's true. A staircase to Narnia.
Staircase
Well, it's true.
to
Yeah, because like I think, but also like I think if you because
Oh
the
my
staircase like
goodness.
what you're trying to flood in from the same blocks and they like blocked you off. It's like that's
Yeah.
true. If you had just towered up, then Sapnap wouldn't have been on the same thing as you because he wouldn't have gone up your staircase.
I think I think Sapnap was just a little stressed, and I think we all were.
Oh, yeah.
And he's trying to tower up, and there's BadBoyHalo's silly staircase in the way, which it's totally different knowing that like you've seen his POV and he was trying to tower up, and then I was standing there going.
I mean,
up the
your biggest
staircase.
contribution
I
that
totally
round
get
was
it.
building this
Hey,
staircase,
the round's not over.
which could have been avoided by just like.
Okay,
What do you mean the
okay.
round's not over? It's
No, no, no.
Then you continue to get triple crit by Dave without like hitting him at all.
Yeah, what
The reason
happened?
I'm so mad is this
Oh my
same
God.
exact.
He just crit you like a lot.
Yeah, how did
I
he
shot
kill
that
me
idiot
so
again?
quick?
So it's like, but like look how long this takes instead of you just towering up. Like you would have been up before
It's
they
not.
even built
It
their
did not
level.
actually take that long.
See how I shot
What
that
do you mean?
idiot?
That took
Hold on,
so
let's
long.
look.
That's like the precious
See how I
second.
shot that idiot
No,
again?
literally, it's done in 2 seconds.
Yeah, but then look, you're not even look bad. You're not up yet, and it's been like 4 seconds, and you're not up yet.
Yeah, but it's going to take at least 2 seconds to make a single tower.
Bad, please stop defending
Yeah,
your
but you'd be
staircase.
up.
Just admit it's
But
a
you'd be
bad
up.
idea.
The
Please admit
staircase
your
is a
staircase
great
is a bad
idea.
idea.
Someone
No.
go out
What?
there, and I want you to prove that it would have taken the same amount of time to tower up as to build that staircase. Someone prove
How?
that for me.
You
You
wasted
can
more
obviously
blocks.
you can obviously tell.
Yes,
it
but
didn't.
no, you can't say block wastage because literally
that
that's
too,
not
you
something
can't.
that's been relevant in like the thing at all. Like I understand that.
Bad,
Like, if
admit
you
the
were
staircase
really
was a
fine-
mistake.
I'm
Admit
not
the-
admitting the staircase.
Wait,
was
so
a
you
mistake.
would do that shit again? You would make a staircase again?
No, I would not in that
Okay, so it was a
situation.
mistake. So it was a
Then
mistake.
obviously it
In
was a
that
mistake,
situation, I would not make a staircase.
Well, then it was a mistake in that situation.
Yes.
No, I just think it was not the optimal strategy.
Okay,
Not a mistake,
in
though.
that situation, you had to place like not only did you have to place more blocks, but you also had to do them slower because you had to like back up and like look
Why do you
and do
hate
it.
staircases, Dream?
I don't. I hate that staircase because it ended up
Wow.
it potentially could have cost us that round because the person in the middle
So mean.
might have had enough time to fill in all the wool in the middle of that round, Bad, because of your dumb staircase.
Fine. The staircase was a dumb idea. Hashtag staircase for life. All right. Anyway, let's move on. Can't believe I have to listen to staircase slander.
Okay, well.
Bad move, you idiot!
I was literally doing it.
It takes a different spin knowing.
No, we're gonna win this round. Nice.
Chat,
One person
literally,
left.
if he gets
Camp,
mad at me
camp,
for
camp,
that,
camp,
I'm gonna lose
Just
it.
camp till you
I
go.
built
George,
that
George,
thing
rush
and
them,
was
rush
going
them.
for it, and he's yelling at me to move.
They're
What
middle,
is
they're middle, they're
happening?
middle.
No flipping way. There's no way they're gonna let this. There we go. They got it. Oh my gosh.
There we go. All right.
Oh my gosh.
There's always context to everything. I can't be mad at something.
Well, you should be. He's an idiot. He's also an idiot. If you watch his POV, he literally jumped like on top of like where you were going up.
Oh, well, maybe I can be. I don't know.
He's also like he's an idiot, but you're also an idiot. You're both idiots.
I hate chat. See what? Are you seeing what I'm saying?
What were your contributions round? This round you built the staircase and you hit Percy once.
What are you
What will your contribution be round 9?
I was rushing mid when I saw them going for the thing.
Take the bucket, bad. Take the bucket. Take the bucket. Take the bucket. Take the bucket.
I'm gonna lose it.
I'm gonna lose it.
You guys
I hope you lose it.
You guys are being way too toxic. Yeah, I don't do well.
Oh, this is the 10th place team.
You played
so.
Minecraft for 10 years.
You are being toxic.
See the toxicity in chat.
Snap out of it.
They're gonna run towards the middle. They are going to run towards the middle. They're already
Snap out of
prepping.
it. Well, yeah, true. You
much
should have snapped out of it.
toxicity.
Oh god. What the?
All right.
Did I have them in my offhand?
They're mid. They're mid.
Nobody yet.
There you go. This is better.
There you go.
See,
It's way
that
quicker and
took-
more efficient.
That
we got
took
him.
the same amount of time.
No.
There one more.
You literally didn't hit anyone.
Nice. That's it.
You
Yeah,
did
I
a single
hit
hit.
it.
You got
No,
zero
that was
damage. You
perfect.
got
We
zero.
seen it again.
Okay.
That is at least the
was the
third.
worst battle box
3 out of the
I've
9
ever
rounds.
played.
I might have 4.
No, that was
Actually, I'm pretty sure it's
That was a
4.
mid-tier
4
round.
out of the 9 rounds you did
You
0
did no
damage.
damage. That is not a mid-tier round. You did
Leave
nothing.
Bad Boy
But
Halo
Buns,
alone.
I'm pretty sure that's either the 3rd or the 4th. That's third
actually
or 4th round where he did
Yeah,
0 damage. Either the whole round or until everyone else
There
was
we
dead,
go.
but him.
To be fair, he
So-
was trying to hit people though.
So
Well, yeah.
it's nice that when
that is way better
when
than
we
the earlier
finally
round.
rush-
It is way better.
notice how when we finally rush mid, we won though. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but
That
notice
was
how
also the
what
worst team in the event.
listen, Dad. Notice how what we were doing, me and Sapnap, when we like what we were doing. That's what you and George were supposed to be doing, and you never did it a single time.
No,
during the
you're
entire
you're
event.
right about that. You're right about that. And
If you had been doing that, and me and him had gone left and right, we just would have. I feel like we could have won like a ton more rounds. Like, way
this
more
is
rounds.
where I think proper communication. I think you're right.
Wasn't
Would
part.
have
Yeah,
gone
there was
a
a
long
we had
way.
a huge we had a lot of I feel like we had a lot of like communication
Yeah,
fails.
we had a
Just, like,
big
even overall the whole
communication
event, like
deficit.
not even just battle box. I feel like we had a lot of communication fails
I think
Yeah.
throughout like most of the rounds.
Which
I think it just comes down to battle box experience. Bad hasn't played battle box that much, and he doesn't have the instinct to just go do damage to people. I guess that's what you have to do in battle
most
box.
of the battle box I played has been in like 1v1s, right? Which is a lot of like you attack and then like you run, right? So I think that's you really need to have like the team practice with it to really get the same feel. Like you really got to do 4v4s. I think for the next one I'm going to do a lot more 4v4 practice if possible with battle box. I think that'll help a lot more. You know, like playing it very legitly like to the game. But anyway, I think it was fun. I definitely don't feel like you were as what I would say. I think seeing your perspective a lot better now. I definitely don't think you were as unnecessarily toxic as I think you were more just frustrated. And I can kind of see that. I think in the game, from my perspective, I definitely felt like you were a lot more ruthless and just mean and being a little muffin head. But having understand now, rewatching it, seeing where you're coming from, hearing your perspective, I can totally see how, while you were a little muffin head, you were primarily just frustrated. And I can understand why you were frustrated. So I definitely see where I dropped the ball at times. So I think this was a good
But you were also muting up to like say your grievances. Like I don't understand that. Like me and Saturn weren't like the same thing that you were doing with like where you were like we weren't.
Well, that was
like,
just
like
that was my way of venting my frustration, so I didn't start yelling at the both of you.
Well, yeah, but the difference is like that hurt the communication as well because there was like a couple times where, like you said something where
no,
there was a couple times you said something where it's like if you had said it out loud, we would have been able to like talk about it. You know?
But I think it would have just turned into like what happened during the basketball games where we were all just like screaming and flipping people were playing music.
Well, yeah,
I think it would have just resulted in that. I think a little bit less like meme communication is better than like if we're all just like throwing.
The difference is like, but the difference is bad. Like I felt like I felt like if you were saying, I don't know, I feel like some of the stuff that you were saying when it was muted, I was like, okay, but if I had heard you say that, yeah, you're right, I would have been pissed. I 100% would have been pissed. But I would have been able to address it and be like, no, Bad, this is why you're being an idiot, right?
I don't know.
And I would be able to come back with it.
don't think there was any. I don't think we had enough time really to. The problem is in between rounds, you don't have like a good amount of time to sit there and like go over and adjust things, right? Like you've got like 10 seconds and it's very difficult to communicate.
It's like 30 seconds.
Well, but I'm saying it's like very difficult to communicate like, okay, here's all the stuff we're changing. Here's the clarification or things like that and make sure that the other person understands.
Yeah, which is mostly why you kind of have a strategy and you stick to it, but...
Yeah. But I like inhaled. I like tried to breathe.
Drugs, your marijuana.
That was so weird. I like tried to like breathe in and swallow at the same time, and like that thing in the back of my throat got like all tangled up. That was so weird.
What?
I felt like I was suffocating for a second.
Tangled up.
I need water. Where'd all my water go, Lucy? Where'd you take it?
The Disney collab you never expected coming to theaters near.
Isn't it called like a uvula? Is that what that is?
It's the thing that like so in the back of your windpipe. There's a thing that controls whether it covers the air intake or the place that leads to your stomach.
It's like,
oh, that's the flap. The flap.
Yeah, that thing.
I forget what it's called.
Now it's all horse now.
Oh, the epiglottis.
That's the word. Anyway, that was actually very productive. I had a lot of fun reviewing that VOD.
Epiglottis.
Definitely don't feel as salty as I will admit. I was a little salty. Felt like you were a smidge too toxic, but now I'm a little bit more sympathetic.
I definitely was a smidge too toxic, but at the same time, I was like, I don't know. I just felt like it was, I don't know. I feel like usually we go back and forth, but you didn't do much back. It was just like me. It ended up being dumb because like you would mute up and be like, if this idiot, blah, 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 like you wouldn't say that out loud. It just made me seem like a dick. Like it made me sound like a dick as well. Obviously, you disagreed as well.
Expressing my frustrations to the chat.
Yeah, it's your chat. Like,
well, wait a minute. Hold on. Makes you seem like one?
Yes.
You didn't hear any of the stuff I was saying. It's not like you were reacting to what I'm saying.
No, what I'm saying is you had the same, like
you were saying all of that stuff without hearing any of my chat commentary. I don't think that makes you look any better.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Brad.
I know. I'm just saying.
What I'm saying is that if you had been saying it back, then people, from my perspective on my stream or like George's stream, that got up in arms like, oh no, it's bad, would have known that okay, they're having a disagreement versus Bad just like verbally berating Bad, calling him trash.
Being bullied, chat.
But also like it's I don't know, it's kind of funny. Like, I feel like it's I don't know. I feel like it's one of the differences between like this event versus I guess this team versus like any other MC team ever is that we're all so close that like you would just never see Sapnap or me or any of us doing that in any other MC team. You know what I mean? Because like
literally,
we just know, we could be calling each other idiots and just know like at the time I'd be like, oh, you might get frustrated or I might get frustrated or whatever. But then like 5 minutes later, we're cool.
Like you wouldn't do that if you were teaming with like anybody else. Like, and that's something interesting.
It's kind of cool part of this MCC.
Yeah, like, everybody got an interesting experience into our friendship and the banter we have. So that's kind of fun. Yeah. Cherish it, chat. Cherish the toxicity in the memes.
Like, yeah. Because even like when you were like, whatever. When you said, what'd you say? You said something like. You're like, well, what am I supposed to do? And then I was like, just get better or something like that. Like, obviously, it's not like that's not a serious. Like, I wasn't being serious. Like, I was seriously frustrated. Like, what I was saying wasn't serious, but it's like it has a serious tone because I was frustrated and I'm like responding to him. Yeah. Like, obviously, me saying get better. Like, what are you supposed to do? You're gonna like go through practice or something like while you're literally in MCC. I was just like basically it's like execute better, execute our plan better. But
yeah. I definitely see room for growth.
But George is egging on. George, the thing is, I've talked about this so often, and like George,
he's an instigator.
He is an instigator. It's like George, the 1v4 comment. I guarantee you, he wasn't thinking like, why'd you run into 1v4? I guarantee he was just thinking, oh, if I say like this is gonna get on Dream's nerves.
He does that all the time. He'll throw these comments out
Because he knows he'll be like, oh, this is gonna.
But the difference is with those, with like comments like that, and he did it a couple times. Like it pissed me off where he said something, but it was like, but it wasn't clear enough to me that he was like joking. And as soon as he said something that was like so clear he was joking, it made like Sapnap laugh, which then made me laugh, and I realized like I realized okay, he's literally just trying to like piss us off, and that's funny. And it's like they found that funny, which I think is the biggest difference between like I said about me streaming on YouTube versus Twitch, was I feel like it would have been just like George's thing where he's like, oh, this is kind of epic, like we're losing all these rounds. Like as soon as he said that, and so I started laughing, and then I kind of chuckled and was like laughing at it, like. I think that kind of broke the ice a little bit and realized like, okay, yeah, like whatever, like we're all, we're still all joking around.
Yeah.
Versus like, and usually if I'm being toxic, I'm like over the top, I'm like way over the top toxic to the point where it's like, okay, there's like, even if you like killed my grandma, I would not be this mad. So it's like, that's how funny that's what makes it funny. But then in this case, like with me streaming on YouTube, I didn't want to be like overly toxic. So
yeah,
like,
and I get.
I mean, I still was being like toxic, but then it was just like toxic mean versus toxic funny, and so I was like, all right, well.
No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, there was like later after George made that joke or whatever, then I feel like then on it became more toxic funny because it was just like, okay.
Oh yeah. I think we were able to get past it really quick and crush in the next round. Actually, what was after this?
It was saying usually if we're like joking around being toxic, we're being so toxic that like the only way it makes sense that we're being this toxic is that if we're doing it ironically, like, and that we're always like that to each other, because it's like we'll be like screaming at each other, saying like stuff that doesn't even make sense, unless like even if someone like literally did something heinous to you, you would not be like that toxic or like that to like that degree, or saying like a ridiculous thing, like or like insulting like a cute little dog.
Yeah,
which I don't think is cute for the record.
So, yeah. Wait, say that again.
No, I'm not saying that.
No, you have to say it again. I didn't hear.
Anyway, so you do that, and then
what the hell?
Say rat is cute. Like, you have to.
And so that makes it like obvious. Like, okay, well, we're like fucking around. It's like no one gets mad. Like I feel like in this case, none of us were doing that, and I feel like it wasn't because we were any more frustrated, even though we were frustrated. It was just because of the fact that we didn't want to be like, I don't know, on stream. We didn't want to get into like overly toxic mode where we're like insulting each other and stuff. Like I don't know, but.
Yeah, I
hate
feel
Rat.
you. No, everybody loves Rat.
No, I hate Rat. I actually hate Rat.
Everybody loves Rat. Everybody tries to pretend. Literally, if you were here, like you would be like, "Oh, she's so cute. She's such a sweetie." You would literally love her so much. Everybody loves her. Literally, Rat gets along with everybody. It's amazing. I mean, after she like barks at them first, she sees them. She's like, "Who are you?"
Don't most dogs do that? Isn't it like a normal dog thing?
Yeah, most dogs bark, but I'm saying like once she gets past that, like she gets along with everybody.
You would hand. Never mind, that's a bad joke. Never mind.
Why does everybody say that? Chat. Yes, Rat is a girl. How have you not known that?
Because Rat is like a very like.
Flipping Quackity still calls Rat him all the time, and Flipping George is like, "Do you not know?" He'll meme him so hard. It's like, come on. But hey, I don't actually care. Rat's not sitting there going, no. Like Rat's
There's multiple Rats though, so.
Yeah, but there's only one my Rat. My Rat. Yeah. Anyway. So
my Rat.
Anyway, so that was
Rat's
fun.
Mine. I'm gonna steal Rat. I'm actually gonna steal Rat.
No, you can't steal Rat. Rat's mine.
I am.
We popped off in Sands of Time. There is this one moment in Sands of Time that was hilarious though that I wanted to show stream. I think you'll appreciate it too. Okay, so watch this. I'm gonna skip to it.
We talked just to clarify, guys, as well, is like we're not picking on Bad. Like we went when we were going over VODs like afterwards. Literally, Sapnap. Like we were talking about like I said with my build mart, and then even with like on this like Sapnap kind of threw like even though we got first in Sands of Time, but like Sapnap kind of threw because he went down the only like Bad's job was to clear Blue Tunnel, and Sapnap went down Blue Tunnel and spent like half of his time in Blue Tunnel. Like clearing tunnels that Bad had already cleared.
And he didn't mark his tunnels.
And he didn't mark it.
But which is fine, because I think he just forgot.
So we could have potentially got, I was like, oh my god, we could have gotten so many more coins. It would have been epic.
Blue tunnel was fucking huge this time around. Yeah, you went down blue, right?
Yeah, so here, let me show you.
Absolutely massive.
So we go down blue, right? Or I was looking for blue tunnel. I ended up finding it, and I was like, okay, navigating. And then Sapnap came in blue tunnel, and he went down one of the tunnels I hadn't gone down yet, and he found blue vault.
Yeah.
And then this is the thing that's interesting. So I come out, deliver the sand to you, okay? I go back in. Sometime after this, Sapnap highlights and says to me, Bad, I found blue vault. So I'm like, okay. It was right here. Okay, so here, listen to this and watch what he does. It was so weird.
The timer's full, okay? 3 sand and timer's full.
We have plenty of time. I have a hella sand.
Go give him sand. Go give him sand.
You need to go give me sand. Go give me sand.
So did you hear what Sapnap just said? He said, I have hella sand.
Down, you idiot.
I am.
What did you just say, Bad?
And the timer's full, okay?
Oh.
What? Hella?
Oh my god, you said it again.
Hell isn't a bad word. Literally stop.
Holy crap.
It's not a bad word. Stop it.
You said it twice.
I literally hate you guys. Literally during basketball, I said "fa" and cut myself off. Listen, I said that, cut myself off. The only reason I cut myself off was because I was going to scream the word fudge. And I was like, I don't want to blow people's eardrums out. So I just cut my phrase off, but everyone's like, holy cow, a swear word. You gotta swear. Flipping muffin.
You can't keep this act on forever, Bad.
No, don't. Flipping Quackity already tells people I swear off camera, and I don't. Just for the record. No, do not tell me all that, you jerk. Here we go. Here we go.
Reveal your secret.
No, watch this meme. Here, let's all watch this. This is funny.
Oh my god. It's over here, Bad. It's right here. The blue vault's right here.
Okay, I'm coming. There's lava parkour. Don't go that way.
No, come back down, you idiot.
I am.
He should have just never been in. He just should have never been in this tunnel.
Yeah, but watch.
The whole point of our strategy was that you have the blue keys. Like nobody has to be like running back and forth and etc.
Yeah. No, I.
Why do you keep going back about it?
Because I want you to listen. Listen to the audio. Listen to what he says.
No, come back down, you idiot.
I am.
I have 3 sand.
Why are you so aggressive? Why do you call you an idiot? That's rude.
We have plenty of time. I have a hella sand.
Go give him sand. Go give him sand.
You need to go give me sand. Go give me sand.
Bad, take
Give
the
him
sand.
sand.
Bad, just.
Here. I only have one.
He wanted the keys for himself.
No. This is what happened. He wanted. This is what happened. He wanted.
Go. Take it back.
Open the vault.
Take it back, you
Yeah. But listen, Bad. Pause real quick.
Oh my
Grab
goodness.
the shit and go. You don't need
Take
to kill
the
the zombie.
sand.
Yeah.
This is what happened. He explained this to me afterwards, but also I think there's two misunderstandings here. One, that I think he wanted to like stay in the tunnel. He didn't like set him as our best runner, and he's the free runner. Didn't want to run back to spawn. The problem is he should never have been in this tunnel anyway. He was throwing, but then also he said that like in that case the only reason he got pissed is because, and I agree, is you're being an idiot. You're like fighting the zombies when you can just open the vault, run through, and then just run out. Like you're fighting zombies. And with
the only reason I
listen,
was
Dad.
fighting.
Listen, because I know what you're saying, but listen, from my perspective, I'm sitting there waiting for Sapnap to leave, right?
But why?
Because I'm thinking, I just gave him my sand. I want to make sure he gets it and runs to go deliver the sand, because he says earlier that he has a buttload of sand, right? So I'm like, okay, he's going to go do it. So the fact that he was still hanging around confused me. I was like, what does he need? Is there something he needs? That's the only reason I didn't open the vault, because I thought he was going to...
You could be waiting while opening the vault and then getting coins. Like that,
because that's
you just didn't
point.
think. You just weren't thinking. You were just killing the zombies.
No, I genuinely was confused as to why he's there.
I know, I'm sure you were, but I'm saying that's not why you were killing the zombies.
You were just killing the
zombies. That is being so dumb. That was not.
You had the sand.
Also, just so you know, Sapnap's a fucking coin hog in this. He just wanted you to give him the key.
Well, yeah, I do think part of it's that, but I also think like Sapnap should have just never been in blue vault. Like I talked to Sapnap about it like afterwards. Like it was like he was being an idiot. Like the whole point of this strategy was that the one person goes on blue, clears like all of blue. It's like the easiest. It's usually like 9 out of 10 times the easiest. Like,
I bet if he didn't do that and went down a different path, he could have found the green key.
Don't all the coins
just
that's
what I said as well,
added
he's
together
like,
for the team anyway?
Sapnap goes, yeah, it does.
So it doesn't even matter.
I know. I almost never get vaults. Like I almost never have vaults because like everyone else, I just have all my teammates get all the vaults. Like, I don't care because it's just a personal stat thing. But at the same time,
anyway,
I don't think he actually like would sacrifice. But at that point, I think he's thinking, oh, I can get the vault. and I can get this, and I can give the sand to Bad, and then I can stay and keep looting more while Bad has to run all the way back and give sand to.
See, but he didn't give me the sand. That's the thing. Like he very clearly like took the sand and said.
Well, he tried to. He did say take the sand and give me the drop.
Did he say that? I didn't hear him say that.
But then it doesn't matter because
the timer's full. Okay, 3 sand and timer's full.
We have plenty of time. I have a hella sand.
Go give him sand. Go give him sand.
You didn't go give me sand. Go give me sand.
Bad, take
give
the
him
sand.
Yeah, I didn't hear him. So yeah, we were both. I see what you're saying. So we were both trying to get. I was like, okay, you've got the sand. Go give it. I'll get the ball. And he was like, oh, I'll give you the sand. You can run it back, and then I can go finish the blue side. I see. Okay. Nah, that's that. I just missed what he said there. Then. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. This is.
I mean, it's just kind of communication issue, but like he said, give me this because this Saturn wanted this. I'm sure he wanted the vault as well, but I think he also just wanted to stay in. He just wanted to stay in the tunnel while because you wouldn't have to give me the sand because like he didn't want to have to go all the way back just to deliver. He didn't want to be the sand delivery boy, so he was like, "Bad, no, you go." And then he got frustrated, and then he like sees you. Fighting zombies, and he's like, "What an idiot! If I was doing this, I would just be doing it so much faster than Bad is. Why didn't he just take the sand?"
Well, the only reason I was fighting zombies was because I thought Sapnap like still needed something. So I was like, it caught me off guard. Like I thought he was gonna run to give the sand. So I was like, oh, did like I pick up the sand?
I think you were just fighting them because you were just not thinking about the fact that you could just run through them. But about it, because listen, you don't need to make up like excuses for it. We went over your previous Stand of Time VOD and we were watching it, and your biggest problem we went over was the fact that you just always for some reason wanted to kill every mob.
I was a lot better with the mobs this time. Okay,
I'm sure you were.
I had a really good Sands of Time run. Okay, I found the gold vault. That's worth all the muffins. Okay, and we were able to get that because I found it. Let's go.
We were also able to get that because I explored like the entrance, like all the blocks that were broken. Like I don't know if you know this.
Here. I only have
pathways you went through to go to the gold vault. Like I broke through those.
Yeah, I did that as well.
See how it works out.
That's new. That was new, right? That was the first time.
I've never seen that. But
what was that on the ground? What's the sword? But anyway.
Like you're still killing them. Like
I like killing mobs. Leave me alone. It's like
it takes time. Like you don't. Like
I know. I couldn't resist.
You're never gonna be in this room ever again. You're never gonna be in that room ever again. And you just killed all of the mobs.
I thought I was doing something productive.
And then you're going back in. What?
I'm checking
maybe
the sides.
Looking for sand. Maybe.
Yeah, I think I was probably looking for sand.
What's so funny is we literally watched your Santan VOD where you did the exact same thing in the blue vault room, exactly the same in the previous room, and we clowned you for it. Saying,
you only get
what are you doing? You already went through the whole thing.
Like once every couple of weeks. It's hard to like remember.
Like, this was
the card replacement there.
Literally 12 hours before the event, we reviewed specifically him doing that on the exact scenario.
All right. So you're telling me you've never reviewed a test the night before and then you can't remember a question or remember a topic? That's all I'm saying. I'm saying it's easy to say one thing.
Yeah, but there's not. It's different. I don't know. I feel like it's different with something like that. Like so you.
Point
I feel like
is,
you would just.
I was supposed to be in Blue Vault. End of discussion. There we go. We can end it right there. That's fair.
Yeah. But Sadon's an idiot. Instead of time, Sadon was an idiot. Like he could have gotten. I feel like we would have literally gotten like first place by 2,000 coins in Stand of Time if Sadon had gone down like a normal like.
Yeah, you could have broke record. You could have broke the record.
Yeah, we could have because we probably would have found. Because then also it was so funny because we were in the call and then he's like wait how do we not find Emerald Key? I feel like we usually find it. Like I wonder why Sapnap, because he went down the same path as Bad. Like obviously we're not gonna find Emerald Key. But
yeah. Anyway, this all in all is a ton of fun. I found this.
It was so much fun.
This was the hardest thing to get to, but
I didn't even go up there.
Oh yeah, this is a nightmare to get up to. Watch.
I didn't do it.
Look at this amazing like tactics. Boom, boom. Are you watching
this? Basic Minecraft mechanics.
Wait. Watch. Oh, look at that. Boom. Boom. Oh, look at all this gold. Look at all this gold. Slurping up all that gold. And I'm like, boom. Going down.
That was so epic.
No, look at it. There were like 3 towers of mobs. This is so hard to get through. I just
wasted a lot of time. How many coins were up there?
It was like 300 coins. It was a lot of coins.
That's pretty good, yeah.
And I went up there and I was like, let's go. And then I came out here and I was like, okay, this is pretty much done.
I didn't have time to do that. I skipped that. I was like, nope, not doing it.
I asked Dream if he did that. And I think Oh yeah,
And
we went in here.
Like that stuff. Like I broke those. Like those are just those are blocks.
It's funny how you did it first try, but you got the path first try.
Yeah,
pretty much.
I got the path.
Yeah, I think it's because like that's like the usual path. It's usually left in a round. I'm pretty sure because I did the same thing also.
I just went wherever felt natural.
See, look, I ignored the mobs there.
That's funny. We both did that.
Yeah, it was well done.
And then I go around
I bet
here.
you can kill them on the way back.
I'm like, what's in here? No, I'm sure I leave them alone. Okay.
Oh,
I needed to kill them. I needed to kill them.
What?
There. I needed to kill them there. And look what I find. I'm like, oh, look at that.
The gold vault was that close?
Yeah, it was pretty close.
Not even parkour. Did you parkour for the key?
Yeah, you had to parkour for the key. I did that.
Oh, you did? Oh.
That vault is so close.
There was a lava parkour you had to do for the key. I ran and did the lava parkour and then got the key and then came back.
Is it the same lava parkour with like the chains?
Chains, yeah, it's the chains one.
I wonder if they're gonna change that soon.
It's kind of cool. There was multiple times where I ran into someone's path after having seen where they were and we were able to guess to get to it very quickly. Like for the gold key, I did that, and for the gold vault, I did that, which was kind of epic.
Yeah, that worked out. And then I ran back. I was like, I had this bad. So one Sands of Time, I think it was George. I was watching his VOD and he got lost.
Yeah, I wonder why I ran back. Cause I was like, bad. Because if I got stuck, that means that you got in the whole you would have gotten stuck. And the whole thing is, I had the least.
As I ran in, I did this.
I was a sandkeeper, so like I didn't.
As I ran in, I did this because I was like, okay, this is a little confusing for me, so I'll just mark it as I'm running, and this way.
I wasn't gonna forget. Like I ran down there by myself.
I know.
I just did. I think I said here, bad. What are you doing here? You're supposed to be like by the exit.
But we had time, so it ended up working out. And who knows? That might have prevented you from getting lost. You never know.
Did not. I did that.
You never know. That could have literally been the difference right there.
Impossible.
No, you never know. You never know. Thank you, Zoe. Thank you for the dono and for getting that. Thank you. But anyway, and then I just checked down here. We had like 30 seconds, so I was like, okay.
And then Bad asked the amazing quote, guys, wait, where do we exit? Do we exit at the exit?
I was making sure. There's nothing wrong with double checking.
Literally, that was the question.
There's nothing wrong with double checking. Again, you only play Sands of Time like once every couple of weeks.
Yeah, but what is it? What are you
worded it? You worded it so weird. Like
you exit.
Oh, really? I did. Let's listen.
All right.
3 volts. Maybe everyone did that because it was easier.
No, we should leave. We should dip. I think it's safe.
All right.
Let's just dip.
All right, we'll dip.
We exit at the exit, right? The exit portal?
Yep.
No. How is that bad? There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, there's a lot wrong with that.
We exit at the exit.
Simple
question requiring clarification. Simple question requiring clarification.
That's a legitimate concern. How do you not realize the wrong wording there? Do we exit at the exit? Like
we
exit. That doesn't make sense.
Like you could have said, if you had said that. Listen, if you had said, "Do we exit at the portal?" That just said that.
No,
okay, he's not sure. He sees a giant portal.
Exit above it. It literally says exit.
Yeah, exactly.
Why would you even ask a question at that point?
No, it seemed. I was just making sure.
It's all going together. 5K coins.
I don't know, but I just laugh like that. I've never myself laugh like that. That's funny.
And then watch this. This is funny.
I'm staying.
No, George, don't stay.
That's such a split like team coins, like 1,000, 1,400, 1,100.
George, he's hung out here.
Stop. I'm not leaving.
Oh my goodness.
You're an idiot.
I'm gonna hate you. So if he had not left, like let's say he had just stayed in there.
If he stayed in there, we would have lost his coins, and then if he stayed in there and then lagged out or something and then didn't get in, we would have lost all of his coins.
That would have pushed.
We would have been to dodgeball, but like it would have pushed us down. We would have gotten third.
That would have been my goodness.
On Sands of Time, we wouldn't have gotten third. Like it wouldn't have been overall.
Thank you, cosplay. Night 88. Thank you for the 10 gifted, you muffin head. Thank you.
Do we exit? I love George's response. You just say, "Do we exit at the exit?" And then George replies, "No, we exit at the entrance." No, we don't go at the exit.
Let me see. I gotta hear that. That's little muffin head. Okay, right here.
So
we got 3 volts. Maybe everyone did that because it was easier.
No,
but I will say that it's a rookie mistake it's a rookie mistake to do what you did where you followed me into the tunnel like to lead the path, because guess what, Sam did the exact same thing like last MC, and I had the exact same reaction. I was like, what are you doing, Sam? Like, go to the exit, you're supposed to be waiting.
I don't get lost, other people get lost. I don't get lost.
I've only got lost one time in MCC, and it's because there was like a duplicate room where there was a room and then there was the exact same room next to it, and I was
just worried because I've had teammates get lost and I was like, I don't want that to happen on accident. So I was like, okay. But anyway, because people get lost.
It was so funny.
Like, I think it's safe.
All right,
let's just dip.
All right, we'll dip.
We exit at the exit, right? The exit portal.
Yep. No, exit at the entrance. The entrance.
No, the exit. You muffin.
We're all going together. 5 coins is quite a bit of coins.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And then we left.
And then we had like time. We could have like I don't know, like
we could have gotten.
You could open those like little 2 sand cost things.
Well, I didn't. The thing is, I had sand. The funny thing is, the only reason I didn't was I had sand that I only had 2 sand. And I was gonna do it, and I was like, you know what? I saw Puns do that and then die. What if I just like use the sand and then I don't get out in time, or like one of us doesn't get out in time, and then I blame it? I was like, we already have a crap ton of coins. I was like, whatever.
Yeah, it's better safe. It's definitely better to save than sorry. The reason that happened to me is because I got confused which side the exit was on.
We had
That's the only reason I died.
800.
You should have asked. Do we exit at the exit?
No, I knew the portal was there. It was just the fact that I didn't know I thought I was on the portal side already. I was like, fuck.
I can't believe we were the last team out too. Like, that's actually epic.
It's because you had the best Sandkeeper in the land.
We did. You did a really good job at Sandkeeper, I will say. Thank you, Cosplay Night. Thank you for the 10 gifted again. Oh my goodness, thank you. But then we went to, what was after this? Was that the last event?
To get to the other side is last game.
Oh yeah.
How'd you guys do in that? Oh, you guys got first, right? Didn't you?
Oh yeah, I want to show off.
Also popped off.
You gotta watch my epic skills here. This is amazing. I wanted to show this. Chat, I wanted to show you guys this. Watch this amazingness.
I only had 6. Grapes have just.
I thought they were gonna do Terror Sweep Force Tunnel 3 this time. I heard like rumors that it was gonna be Tunnel 3.
Okay. All right, so watch this. Watch this. Let me turn it down. This is my strat. So I'm chilling. I'm like, I know, because I remember doing this before, and I was like, oh, there's so many people, right? And like right here, I'm like, oh, there's so many muffins. So I'm like, I don't want to live that life. So watch this.
3. You just wait.
Yeah, just watch.
It's not a good strat though.
Oh,
I mean,
really?
If you want to,
what place did you get, Puns?
I got 5th.
Oh. Okay.
It's good if you don't know like the map that well.
Exploding all in front of you.
Yeah. See, I think it worked great. It's not a good one if you're like wanting to aim for first. You're right, I guess.
No, but it's a good strat. No, I mean this is definitely good. Like I was like someone on my team told Jojo and Blushy to do this as well.
I'm pretty sure that's Sapnap in front of me. So I basically just locked onto Sapnap and I just followed like whatever he did. I made it. Wait, and then there's Dream. We passed Dream. Let's go.
I see the end.
And then we're up. Yeah, you had that little mess up. And then boom.
Yes, I got 13.
Wait, are you in Dream?
Let's go.
You whacked Rambo.
Yeah, I whacked him. And then I was looking for Skeppy, but I was like, I won't have time. So I think that's a great strategy. I'm glad I did that because so many people just like ran into stuff. And I guarantee you I would have just been one of those muffin heads running into stuff.
No, yeah, it's a really good strat, honestly.
Yeah. This one was pretty straightforward.
We got a team bonus every time but one.
Yeah.
I got owned on that last map and this map. I got owned on these.
Watch this one. This is a funny one too. I did something similar in this one.
Okay, let's go.
This is so great.
You guys,
just watch. Those guys are running. I'm like, la la la. I'll just take these little paths people are making.
Move.
Because it occurred to me, you don't need to be a front runner to get a high score, right?
Well,
because
like,
all these people.
Your position, it was perfect. Like, because like you just needed to get.
People grind the paths for you, and I can just follow.
I got reset.
I got 7.
Like you're not gonna get like the highest placements, but to be consistent, like top 15, you can do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See, genius strat. Let everybody else fall in lava.
There's someone's far behind you.
Just go full. And then everybody else fell in lava. Let's go. And then George came along. This is a good meme though.
Oh, someone punched.
Oh, this is a funny one. There's such a funny clip here.
Wait, did you die? You must have died.
Yeah, so it started. Let's watch the whole thing because this is really funny.
Yeah, you and Sapna got first and second, and I got third.
So watch
Yeah,
this.
Sam jumped me. Like I just missed the thing, which is why he got first. It's funny.
I was like, okay, and then someone hits me off. I'm like, ah.
Oh, someone punched.
So then I see Philza. And I'm like, oh, I'll follow Philza. Hello, Philza.
Go, Dream, go, Dream, go. I'll block it off.
And he knew what he was doing.
There they are, Dream.
This is a new map. So he didn't know what he was doing. But
Well, I mean, like, he was doing better.
You avoided the crowd, which was nice.
Yeah. So I just followed him. And then watch this. Watch this.
Take your time. Holy shit, Dream.
Flipping Crinios. Did you see that?
That person's boosted you.
So literally flipping Crinios. That little muffin head. I'm following Philza.
What?
And he does this.
Take your time. Holy shit, Dream.
He punches Phil's off, and you punch Cranios out.
Yeah, I gave Cranios.
Why you're so amused by this little gesture of anger?
No, it's anger. It was what I say. Listen.
We had synergy. I was like blocking people off, so no one got revenge. That person's boosted you.
No, I almost
go, George. Go, George. Go.
Guys, that muffin had punched Philza, so I flipping knocked him off. I was like, no, you little muffin head, you're not gonna punch Philza. Oh, Philza's stuck. Come on, Philza. You can die.
Dang, Philza got messed up by that.
Yeah, he did.
Holy crap, you went underneath it like fully.
Yeah. It's like
and that's why flipping. I was like, I
like that map a lot. That map was awesome.
Yeah, that was a good map.
I was following Philza. Philza's leading the way. I'm like, yeah, go Philza. And then right as I'm like, okay, me and Philza are gonna get it, here comes flipping Crinios. I didn't know it was him at the time, but I just saw someone like come in and like knock him off, and I was like, no. I was like, no, this guy's not gonna just punch Philza and then just like make it to the end. So I made sure to knock that muffin head down. And then poor Philza, he towered up and he managed to get in. But I was like, nah. But anyway, flipping can't mess with Philza. You get knocked into the muffin. But anyway, it was a good meme. It was a good meme. And he made it.
We're 1,000 up.
Let's go! Philza made it!
50,000 on your head is disrespect.
That was definitely my high.
I
don't know who it was.
They
punched Philza. I was just following Philza the whole time. Then they punched him, and I was like, nah, he ain't gonna get away with that. And I gave him the boot. They just sound like so enthusiastic. It's great.
We would have, honestly, bro, if we had like done good in battle box.
This is the next one is the meme one. Let's go to that one.
I was getting my tower.
Protect the tower.
Oh wait, no, remember
Ooh, I did good
one?
in this one. The last two I did good in.
Dream had an epic moment in this.
Oh, Satnav was hitting me because I was too close to Dream.
I did a 2-block like extension save clutch on this map.
Yeah, people need to check that out.
It's kind of cool. It was epic. It was just like I couldn't even see it, and then I got like knocked out, and I wasn't sure if it was, and then I checked it, and it was. I was like, that was epic.
It's been on a web.
Go, Dream, go, Dream, go.
And it wasn't like, I guess it wasn't like that epic, but it was epic. I thought it was cool.
Tower. You're my way set up.
I feel like I was like very clutch in
Defend the tower.
this
Defend the tower.
episode.
Come up here.
Go.
Go bad. Just go.
You can jump.
Go.
Finish.
And then our strat just worked perfectly here.
Nice.
Let's go.
It's a good team
The
though.
only thing that slowed us down, like we should have gotten first team, but the only thing that slowed us down was like at the beginning.
Yeah. That was really well done, I think.
Why are you talking about?
What's weird is I've done that strategy 3 times in a row now, and like it's just consistently gotten my whole team a team like either first or second team bonus. Like
Yeah.
Good job.
the only time I didn't was when it was Quackity and when Quackity and didn't like go up it on accident. Like I just forgot to.
This is a great one.
Well, on this one, I wasn't sure if I wanted to go on the wing for it, and because I feel like a lot of people were gonna do that, and I didn't. That was my thought process here. Did you go on top?
No.
You got this. Just fucking, dude. This is gonna be epic.
Language.
You always take the same path, whether it's rockets or like the blocks. It's always the same path you should take.
We can still do it.
Oh my goodness.
Why were you trying to block clutch? What the heck are you doing?
No, we both missed that. Sapnap and I think we got hit.
No, like you could have tried block clutching and you didn't have blocks
I don't
out.
know.
Well, that was a good one.
Let's go. That was pretty good. And then watch. Someone knocked
You should have gone right with me. You should have followed me right, Bad. You should have followed me right.
I
The same thing happened to Sapnap. Like if I went right because that was like I don't know. I went right and then I finished. And both you and Sapnap didn't go right, and you guys got knocked up. Like I literally went right to avoid the crowd. Like avoiding crowds is like the best way. It's like I avoided that whole crowd. Like everyone in that crowd got knocked off, but me.
No, you're right.
Oh, I wonder if you can see Blushy's block stuff here.
There was someone being a muffin head right here.
Tommy and Tebo, yeah, Tommy and Tebo were being
Tebo knocked you that.
bad people.
I'm trolling someone.
So I still made it, but not nearly as high as I would have.
Scion, what the fuck? How'd they get 4K?
Because we're cracked. That's how Sapnap.
Just punk.
Finish.
George, get ahead of you.
George, you muffin.
And then George gets in here and he's just like,
you know it was crazy, Puns? You know it was crazy?
What?
Apparently, we literally could have all done nothing in every tier side round, like just sat at spawn and just done nothing, and we still would have gotten to George.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous.
That would have been kind of funny, to be honest.
That would have been funny.
Like, honestly,
That's just gross.
it would have been very gross, but
We just went full hectic mode and like just trolled everything. We like literally just trolled everybody like as much as we could the whole time, and just like during that round, and just didn't even bother finishing.
yeah, though we wouldn't have gotten nearly like as high like individual placements.
Yeah, I wanted. That's if I didn't care about my individual placement, then I would have done it.
Yeah.
That's the only reason we did. I was like, yeah, I don't care about my
George
individual.
would probably have actually made it into 5th place if he had like scored in here.
No, he wouldn't have.
I think he would have.
No. I was ahead of him by like 200,
Oh, never mind then.
and I did really good to get to the other side. I got second.
And then we made it. Let's go.
Muffin, yeah. We fudge
GG.
muffins up. Yeah.
All right, well I'm gonna go.
Wait,
Bye.
you're not gonna watch the dodgeball?
No, love you, bad. Bye.
Bye, love you. And he's gone.
Bye, Puns.
Bye.
Yeah,
He's gone. Let's go.